Hello, faithful listeners, and welcome to All Hail the King, a podcast where we delve into the mystic, mysterious, and often macabre world of Stephen King adaptations. My name is Viv, and I'm joined by my co-hosts Garen and Joe. Today, we will be returning to Salem's Lot, but not like the previous one. This ain't your grandpappy's returning to Salem's Lot. This is 2004 version, where it'll be dark and full of blood. Also, the 2024 one, I guess.
I wasn't cringing.
Why were you grinning?
Grinning.
Why are you laughing?
I think you were cringing.
All right,
Okay.
let me see your sketch. I want to see the logo right away now. Do you feel forced to do this? I hope you never feel forced to do this.
I really enjoy doing
You don't have
this.
to draw the logo if you never want to.
No, I wasn't. I haven't been doing it for you guys. I've been doing it for myself.
Wow, okay.
Is that true, though?
Yeah. No,
Oh, that's good,
I like
man.
doing them.
That's so good.
I fucked up the S.
Also,
That's really good.
doesn't the 2004 one have an apostrophe at the beginning as well?
No, not on the DVD cover, at least.
Okay. Because I swear it did on the actual...
It might have, but I was just looking.
I'm pretty sure it did in the actual mini-series, but it might not have on the DVD cover.
I'm okay when they leave out the apostrophe before the
Yeah.
S. I know technically it should have one, but like there's
technic-
already an apostrophe in
Technically,
it.
the 2024 one is the most accurate just because it does have one.
Yeah.
So it's automatically the best one.
We will get into
Maybe.
Viv's thoughts on 2024 Salem's Lot. She's probably the only person to have seen that movie twice.
I was generally going to write that as my Letterboxd review. I am the only person on planet Earth who have seen this movie twice.
That's actually my letterbox
And on
review
a-
of Captain America: Brave New World.
Karen's seen that recently as well.
Kereth?
Yeah.
Is he?
Hello, Kereth.
What do you think?
He doesn't listen to this.
No. He listened to the
yeah,
first
there's
episode.
some-
I've checked the metric.
Before we start, can I talk about my dream last night? It's not that interesting. It's just kind of related.
Yeah,
Are
you had pizza or
Pizza
something,
throat.
right?
Yeah, no, we both got pizza after
Yeah.
recording all hail the flying pilots or whatever the fuck our second podcast is called.
I also had pizza, but I wasn't invited.
Yeah, because we're
Not on
busy
that
having an
episode.
orgy.
Yeah.
Would you have wanted to watch Team Off?
The movie or the TV show?
Well, we ended up watching both.
Yeah,
but
we
it-
ended up watching both.
I've seen the movie before. I've never seen the TV
We
show.
gave it 2.5 stars.
Yeah,
Generous.
it's fine.
I wouldn't say that. I
would
mean,
say
that's pretty apt.
It's
Did
not
you
a
see the
bad
penis?
movie. I still
At the
haven't
end?
seen the penis.
Yeah.
I know. I was looking for it at the end. I was like, "Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is."
We all know about the hanging dong. In
The hanging-
Teen
I
Wolf.
forgot until Viv
Did you watch
said I
Teen
saw
Wolf
it.
2 with
No,
Jason
we
Bateman?
haven't.
No, I didn't have enough time. And to be honest, I wasn't that drawn to it. Yeah, we did that. We got some pizza. We went our separate ways to watch Salem's Lot separately so we can come to our own conclusions and not be biased. And I went to bed. And I had like a somewhat Salem's Lot tied-in dream, so I thought I'd just mention on here. The only tie-in it being that the seller from the movie. I don't know which version. It was just like sort of a generic one. It was on my ceiling, and then I realized like, oh wait, I don't have a cellar door on my ceiling. And then I woke up, and then the storm happened, and I was just like, wow, this is kind of Salem's Lot coded if you think about it. Yeah. I'm really glad we're moving on from Salem's Lot. I can't
Genuinely, I'm not shitting you now. I also had a dream
Really?
with Barlow in it.
really,
And I also woke up with the heavy rain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we're connected.
That is. I do find that we often have like weird
It's like our
dreams around
period
the same
sync ups,
time.
but are like astral planes are like
Yeah, yeah.
lining up.
We're also quite relatively close together, like geographically.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that like our energies would overlap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this isn't pseudoscience. This is like
Suicide?
This is a suicide.
No, I believe in witchcraft now.
And wizardry.
No reason.
I didn't have a Salem's Lot related dream, but I did change my bed sheets last night, and that was really
Because you
nice.
pissed yourself because
Nice.
they were so scary.
Yeah, because I
so
pissed myself because
scary.
I actually watched Salem's Lot 2024 the night before, and I pissed the bed because I was so scared.
so scary.
And then I woke up this morning, not from the rainstorm, but from my housemate, the key snapping in the door.
Oh, get in.
Wait, what if he was a vampire?
And I invited him
And
in.
you invited him in?
Oh.
He's been in the house before.
Oh, okay.
It won't make a difference.
I know, but when he left, that seems like a good excuse to be like, oh, my keys broke.
It depends on
If
the
anything,
adaptation.
he's worse than a vampire.
What do you mean?
He's a cop.
Ah, he sucks off
Or works
the working
for
class.
cops. I don't know exactly what he does. He does something to do with the police.
He fights them. He's actually good.
Yeah.
He's anti-police.
That's
That's his
awesome.
job.
Not to lick boots. He seems like a nice guy. I've had like maybe like half a dozen conversations with him since I moved in.
That's nice.
My cousin's boyfriend's a cop. And 90% of my conversations with him is just like, why is there still crime?
It's like that bit in The Simpsons where Marge has the little like puppy dog. Lisa just like, look, I'm the crime-fighting dog.
I don't give him any passes. He had his tonsils out recently, and I said to Ellie, it's like, but if he's off work, who will stop crying?
He's kind of like Batman.
Yeah.
Gotham will run amok with Jokers.
Joker.
So this is our first two-parter, and now we're on the second part.
Part 2. You said earlier, I don't know.
Previously on...
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
No, All Hail the King.
All Hail the King. Oh, yeah.
This is what you missed on Glee.
So here's what you missed on
Do
Glee.
do 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 do.
Oh, I wish I could go as fast as Ian Brennan in those.
Salem's Lot Part 2. This one we're talking about the 2004 version and the 2024 version.
Interesting that they remade them and then like also remade it again 20 years later.
Yeah, I hope they continue the tradition.
Yeah, so
So
we're going to get
2000
2044.
2044, Salem's Lot. We'll be making it. Because I feel as though we understand the source material than literally anyone else on planet Earth.
Yeah, and we've already cast Barlow and Straker.
Have we? Who?
Yeah, if you remember last week.
I don't.
It's the guys from Modern Family.
Oh, yeah, we did, yeah.
They'll be so much older as well.
If you haven't listened to the last episode of All Hail the King, you're probably going to get a lot more context for the stuff we're going to talk
Honestly,
about.
my memory is so bad. You probably won't have to because I'll constantly be asking, what the fuck are you talking about? I need a refresher on this.
Yeah.
Saying about memory, it's funny because obviously I read the book for the first episode, for both episodes, but I read the book prior to the first episode, watching any of the adaptations.
Yeah.
And I did find, watching 2004 and 2024's versions, I was like, did this happen in the book or was this in the original miniseries? And is this actually like...
Yeah,
Wait,
it's-
you didn't read the book again before watching
No, I did not read the
2004,
book. I did not read the 700
yeah, you should have like
page book
skim
again.
read it or something.
Yeah. I mean, I went back over my notes on the book and like chose things that like I didn't talk about explicitly last week or I thought were more relevant with these adaptations. But yeah, there were points,
It's interesting seeing what connects them.
It
Like,
is,
which
it's-
ones they choose to keep, and then because like I'm not obviously I haven't read it, but
Yeah.
you've explained like some similarities. But then seeing the through line, it's like, oh, they changed this. But it's like,
Yeah.
so is this closer? I can't remember.
It's interesting to see. Sorry, guys. It's interesting to see what changes stay between adaptations and what like minor plot points stay exactly the same. For example, random example, but I find it interesting that they all kept this, even the radio drama I listened to, the single drop of blood from Mike Ryerson's neck on the bed sheet.
Is that the connecting tissue between
That's
all
like
of them?
I'm just like I'm surprised they all kept that tiny detail.
Yeah.
in.
It's quite minuscule.
yeah.
It's not like a huge plot element or anything.
No.
It's just, that's interesting.
What I found, though, was going through 2004 and 2024, some things that show up in this one that didn't show up in the 79 version. Just like, oh, okay, I know that's in the book because Joe told me. Yeah, both of these have Matt Burke, which wasn't in.
Yeah, they do. Both of them have Matt Burke. There are plot
Is Matt
lines.
Burke
that
not in
are-
the original?
No, remember I said about the teacher
Yeah.
who they
did they merge?
changed.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Then they merged, but then they get rid of characters as well. For
Wait, so who was the
example,
Yeah.
principal teacher in the first one?
he was still a teacher, but
Yeah,
he was
but
like
it wasn't Matt Burke.
he was like
What was his name?
Jason, I think?
Not, I don't think it was.
Or was
oh,
the
no.
actor Jason? Let me check my notes.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Jason Burke.
Oh, okay.
Jason Burke. So it was like slight changes, and he was like a lot older.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? And it's interesting to see like how they changed those roles throughout. Even stuff like Susan's father. I praised the original last week for kind of having Susan's father be more involved. And then both the 2004 and 2024 versions, coincidentally, have him be dead.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so interesting. They both made that change.
Yeah. And they both have very different Dr. Codys as well.
Yeah, I'll be speaking a lot about the Dr. Codys,
What's-
especially because that's a character that wasn't in the
Not to
original
jump ahead or anything,
miniseries.
but was
Yeah.
Larry Crockett a paedophile in the original book?
I don't remember. That's
look
one
at
of the
me, I
aspects.
didn't read it.
That's one of the aspects. Larry Crockett specifically. He's one of the characters that I feel like a lot of it. I'm just like, is this in the book?
Yeah.
Like his stuff with like his daughter, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a daughter in the book.
Yeah.
And I like was having to check, but that's the problem. Like by myself, I'm being like, oh, yeah, I'm going to read every book, but like when we then watch, in my case, 4 different. Plus 5 if you count Return to Salem's Lot, although that's different versions of the same story.
Yeah.
It is just like, I forget what was original and what was changed.
Yeah, you must be fucking Salem's Lotted out.
Honestly, So
I am
ready to
happy.
move on.
Listen, actually,
If
I
we
feel
did-
as though with each adaptation, I've grown to appreciate the story overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I am happy that we're moving away from this. Just so
If we did Chapelwaite, we would kill Joe.
Yeah. I think any further discussion of like vampire-based media in a small town, because it doesn't help that we also talked about like Vampire Diaries
Yeah.
last week. But to give a summary, because obviously, like Aaron said, this is a part 2, really, so we recommend listening to the first part on the original Salem Slot miniseries and a Return to Salem
or
Slot.
don't.
the
We're
film.
not your mum.
Well, don't we not, Mum? But I'm
No,
going to be not giving...
I'm putting my foot down. You should.
You should. I'm not going to be
You naughty
going...
little boy. You better watch the first part.
I'm not going to be going
Being a
over the
very,
exact
very
same
bad
information.
girl. Sorry, Joe.
That's fine. I'm not going to have a chance to go over the exact same
You've been a bad
information.
boy, Joe.
No.
You've been a bad.
Let me say my
bad
thing.
boy.
Let me do my bit.
Okay, do your bit.
But we're doing our bit.
yeah.
Stop.
Stop it!
I won't be going into the details of the book much unless it's relevant, like especially my overall thoughts, because I did that last week. But just in case you didn't listen for some fucking reason,
Because you're a bad.
because you're a bad boy, bad girl, bad they, them. Both adaptations we're watching today were based on Salem's Lot, originally published by Doubleday, October 17th, 1975. One of King's most successful books, and he says it's one of his favourites even to this day.
When did he say that?
Recently.
recently.
Fucking on the Reddit AMA for The Long Walk.
Anyway, 2004, 25 years
2004.
after the Toby Hooper adaptation, we got another Salem's Lot.
We did for some fucking reason.
And it was also a 2-part miniseries.
Yeah.
I kind of understand why. I don't know. It just seems like it's such an influential story. It
Yeah.
kind of makes sense
No,
to have like
I-
a new,
That's
especially
fair.
in the early 2000s where that can sort of be seen as sort of kitschy at this point, where it's just like we need a darker, something more
Yeah.
grounded.
I think I said
something
in the
more
last
people
episode, just
could
like
connect
I do
to.
feel like I can see why there's rationale to remake this
Oh,
story.
This is a story that's like timeless in a sense, and it can kind of be interpreted in so many different ways as well. I mean, like we spoke about last week about like Midnight Mass and Weapons and how like they're both very different. Midnight Mass is
But they
obviously more
pulled massive
similar, but
influence
Weapons
from
isn't.
them.
But yeah, just the idea of like a thing in a small town taking over.
Multiple characters, so many different points of view of
Yeah.
like the current event. Yeah, it
I
kind
feel
of
like
makes
that's
sense.
extreme. Arguably, it makes sense for me as well, especially of like why the modern movie exists, like the 2024 one.
Yeah.
Because this truly is like a story that I feel like, especially now, with just, to speak generally, the fear of others that seems to be very
In a
prevalent.
post 9/11 world.
Post 9/11, post COVID, post Trump, current Trump, not post.
Wow, you sound like
unfortunately,
Stephen
yet.
King right now.
Well, if we are talking post 9/11, I do feel like this has got some very. I mean, it's not subtle. It's very clearly like post 9/11.
But like
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Like the aesthetic language of it
Yeah.
is giving like what's the word? Horrorcore. Like those music videos from like heavy metal, like Marilyn Manson
Yeah,
music
there's such a
videos.
specific vibe to this.
Yeah, that existed in a post
Like
9/11
2000s
atmosphere.
like extreme angst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's pulling from like this almost same influence that like Soul was at the same time.
Yes, I
I
was
do
thinking
have
about
some
Saw.
sort
Yeah.
connection, sort of, that I do want to bring up.
Obviously they came out like the same time. I don't think they
Yeah.
pulled from either, but
No.
they're pulling from the same sort of feeling that was in the zeitgeist at the time, and that is what dates it quite well. In the same way that like the 70s is like kind of dated.
Yeah.
Did you feel like this was a very American adaptation?
I mean, they're all very American.
Yes, but I think this is a very 2000s America.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I disagree. I don't think it was very American.
Really?
I thought it was really fucking obvious that this film was made in Australia.
Was it?
Oh, was
Like,
it?
incredibly obvious.
Did you notice why were all the
The-
secondary characters?
All
were
the
Australian?
secondary characters are like Australian actors.
Yeah.
There's some scenes where they kind of like slip into the Australian twang and then like when I was writing my notes on like what films people have worked on, just like, oh, that's an Australian movie. Oh, that movie was shot in Melbourne. Oh, that was filmed in Sydney.
No, I didn't even notice really.
I
I'm
can
usually
be
quite-
honest, I didn't
Quite
know.
quick to pick on these things up as well. So good on you for finding out.
Yeah.
Just to like refresh, what were our like initial opinions on like the 70s one?
Mine was generally quite positive. There were some changes I understood why they were made, but I was kind of mixed on.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually quite highlighted now as we go through these two adaptations. How I feel generally about the story as a whole. And at the end, I do want to kind of give a brief overview of like what I would kind of want if there was a future
Yeah.
adaptation.
Okay. I came away from the last one extremely admiring it, but also coming back still feeling somewhat not loving it a lot of the ways. There's some parts of it I love. However, I did feel some of the writing felt a little bit thin for me.
I think for me, I really liked the horror aspects of the 79 version, but I was kind of ho-hum on the drama and the relationships between the characters.
I think that's kind of how I felt. Like I really liked the filmmaking techniques.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it captured the character of like the interpersonalness of the town and the slow takeover
Which
of
is
the vampire.
interesting now, having seen these other two and using that to sort of fill in the gaps for the 70s one.
Yeah.
I kind of admire it more. Just because
Interesting.
how it's more reserved in a lot of ways, and like how... Because like when you see different versions of the exact same story, you can... It really makes apparent how a director or something chooses to film certain scenes.
Yeah.
So I come away with it just being like, oh, the fact you chose to shoot it this way, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's quite smart actually.
And it's interesting comparing this to other Stephen King projects that have been remade. These are all... Obviously, they have their differences. They're pretty standard. They've got a lot of commonalities. They've got more commonalities between them than they have differences.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like the Stanley Kubrick Shining and the miniseries made in the 90s.
That wasn't an adaptation, that was a battle of egos.
Okay.
It and the It
Yeah,
movies.
okay.
Carrie and Carrie and Carrie and the Rage
and
Carrie
Carrie.
too.
And Carrie.
Oh yeah, I forgot Carrie. But like these are all fairly in line with one another. Obviously,
in terms of like the
differences.
basic plot, but it is interesting how they diverge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to start with production, or do we not want to go through our general thoughts on the 2004 one to start?
Let's go through the production, I think.
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Okay. So this was directed by Mikhail Salomon, who had worked as a TV director on Band of Brothers. Also,
That was like the only thing I was familiar with.
yeah.
Yeah, I've
was
heard
also a
of
cinematographer on movies like The Abyss, Always, and Backdraft. He actually did work on a subsequent Stephen King adaptation, so we'll come back to him at some point down the line. It was produced.
Sorry, Gav, go on.
Is quite a few producers, so I'm going to just quickly breeze through these. Brett Popplewell, who was a second unit director on The Punisher, shot in Australia, Street Fighter, shot in Australia, and Daybreakers, shot in Australia. Also produced the movie Sanctum, which I believe was shot in Australia. Executive producers were Mark Wolper, who did the TV series Bates Motel, and also the
cool.
2024 Salem's Lot. Mark Van Buren, who produced the movie Red Dog, which is made in Australia, previously was an editor on the Wiggles movie.
Hell yeah.
And a sound editor on Mad Max 2, which I think might be Australian.
Oh.
And also Jeffrey M. Hayes, who worked on the TV series TJ Hooker and Flipper.
Pretty sick.
So it was produced by the Wolper Organization and Warner Bros. TV for TNT. Had a budget of 15 million. For a two-part miniseries in 2004, I kind of want to not plug, but sort of like refer to your recent episode of First Time Flyers on Lost in particular, because I remember you talking about the budget for that. Do either of you know what the
Not
budget
off the
was?
dome.
Not off the dome, but I'm sure I can quickly check. Unless you, is this a test?
I'm
Do
guessing
you know?
you already know. You've written it.
No,
down.
I haven't.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, give me 2 seconds then.
Well, obviously, the reason I'm asking this is because this was made for TV, and
Yeah.
2004 Salem's Lot.
Oh yeah, that's true. That would have
Lost
come
was
out.
also 2004.
So the dollar would have equaled the same amount at the time.
Yeah, it's just the best.
I mean, maybe
comparison
it's
I've got.
Australian dollars, which is like fake money.
Estimated to be around $10 to $14 million.
Okay, so this would have been on par with, well, if not slightly above, the pilot for Lost.
Wild.
For
Yeah, that's it.
2004 TV, yeah, that's decent.
What network was that? What network was it on?
TNT.
TNT.
Okay.
So it wasn't like one of the big...
Yeah.
But TNT, I believe, did a lot of like miniseries of this kind. It's an American network, so we're kind of outsiders to this.
Yeah. So what? 7.5 per episode. But obviously they
Yeah.
filmed it all together, and then
Yeah.
they just like put it in 2 parts.
Yeah, it's kind of like filming a movie in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The teleplay for this was written by Peter Filardi, who had written Flatliners, The Craft, and what I also found out here, would later go on to develop the TV series Chapelwaite.
Oh, there
So
we
when
go
we
then.
do talk about Chapelwaite, I doubt it's going to relate to the 2004 Salem's Lot, but it does have a shared creative. Also,
And it will be shot in Australia.
yeah. Also, his son Jason Filardi wrote the movie 17 Again, which is probably better than anything else we've referenced. So
Absolutely.
far.
That's a pretty good
17 Again
movie.
is a great movie.
Rest in peace.
Zac
Zac
Efron.
Efron. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, he died.
Music by Christopher Gordon, who worked on Daybreakers and Master and Commander, Australian movies. Lisa Gerrard, who's a vocalist who worked on Gladiator. Director of photography Ben Knott, who worked on Predestination, Daybreakers, and Jigsaw. Australian movies with Australian.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of Australian people.
You recommend me Predestination.
Yeah, great trans movie.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh. I was like, yeah, you let me borrow the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I quite like that movie. Have you
Yeah.
seen Predestination?
I haven't.
I do still have the Blu-ray. You're welcome to borrow it.
Interesting.
Sometime. It's a very interesting sci-fi concept.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen Jigsaw?
I have seen Jigsaw.
I have not seen Jigsaw.
I like Jigsaw.
Is that a good trans movie as well?
I saw Jigsaw at
It's
cinemas
not the
and I
worst.
liked
It's
it.
not the worst one.
I liked
It's like the most mid sort of movie.
Is it better than 2004 Salem Lot?
Oh,
That's spoiling your opinion.
I
then.
don't know.
Okay, so they're on par then at least.
Edited by Robert A. Ferretti, who had edited Halloween Resurrection, the best Halloween movie, and Tekken 2.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
second Tekken movie.
One of the biggest criticisms I can give to this, I fucking hate the editing.
Yeah, I
it's-
agree.
It's very of its time.
Yeah. Like, obviously, an editor doesn't work in isolation. They're usually, like, guided by the director or the producer or just generally the creative team. So you can't solely blame him. These creative decisions were made in tandem with who they're working
Oh,
with.
there's loads of like 2000s creative decisions that I really like. I don't love, but I like kind of admire them. The fucking like not to jump about, but the ending of the movie, the fucking needle drop painted black.
Yeah, I know. That did make me chuckle after a while.
Yeah.
The constant piss filter
Yeah.
for the
this-
memories.
This is a really
It's like dual
ugly
tone.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, really ugly looking movie.
Yeah, you've seen Piss Christ, right?
Piss Christ.
Have you not seen Piss Christ? It's like a sculpture.
Oh, I think I might have actually.
It's like a really famous. It's got the exact same color palette because it's piss, obviously. But
I see. I was thinking Breaking Bad when they go to Mexico.
Yeah.
it's like someone submerged a statue of Jesus in piss.
Oh yes, I have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exact same color palette.
Honestly, that could be
That's-
the poster.
Honestly, yeah,
That
that goes
actually-
hard.
that could
This
be.
is like kind of beautiful.
Oh,
I know this
yeah.
is contentious because some people hate this because obviously it's like quite blasphemous.
I
This is
remember,
a
yeah.
gorgeous rendition.
It's an incredible photo.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think
Shout
that
out
would be
to
a,
Piss Christ.
Yeah, I genuinely think that'd be like a really good poster.
Yeah. Anyway, when I die, solidify me in your urine, please.
You'd like
Cool.
that.
I'd
wouldn't you?
love that.
Well, speaking of
Urine.
getting your bits out, Rob Lowe.
Do you want to
Okay, we
bring
kinda
up Rob Lowe's crimes before the rest of it, or do you want to say?
We kind of sizzled this at the end of the last episode.
Yeah.
So
Is this confirmed? Has this happened? Or is
Yes.
this just like...
no, this is like full on confirmed. This is
Okay.
like not even like a conspiracy.
How are you going to be able to separate your opinions of that with his performance in this then?
I've watched Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay. Do you like him in Parks and Rec?
He's not my favorite part of Parks and Rec.
Who's your favorite? Is it Chris Pratt?
No, I really quite like Aubrey Plaza.
She is good.
Auntie Wow.
Yeah.
I like Nick Offerman. Just because I like Nick
I like
Offerman.
Nick
I really
Offerman.
like Amy Poehler actually. She's
Yeah,
really
she's
great.
good. But that's
I
a
haven't watched
different
her in
time.
years.
Neither have I. It was one of those sitcoms where I had it and then I don't laugh anymore. I just kind of
I watched Parks,
watch numbly.
I watched Parks and Rec before Community,
Oh, really?
and I've probably watched Community like a good 5 times all the way through now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Parks and Rec I've not revisited.
Have you only watched it once?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just the once.
You have no opinions on that. What's your opinions on Rob Lowe and his crimes?
It's not good. I forgot. That's my opinion.
What are
I
your
forgot
opinions on him
between-
in the Austin Powers movies?
Shagalicious. I don't know. What does Austin Powers say?
Wow, you're such a fake Austin
No, he
Powers.
says shagalicious.
Shagadelic.
Shagadelic.
Shagadelic, baby. Yes!
The only Austin Powers, but I remember because I saw clips recently. Obviously, I remember lots of jokes, but my favorite one that made me really laugh recently because I saw it on Tumblr was Austin, the Cold War is over. Oh, did we stick it to the capitalists, comrades? And he's like, no, Austin, we won somehow.
All hail capitalism.
Yeah, thought that was funny.
Your mileage on Rob Lowe may vary depending on what you think about his It's weird because in the state that it happened, it was.
When you
this is-
pointing out state laws,
It's giving like the Romeo and Juliet law thing from
Yeah.
Transformers.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to justify Rob Lowe doing this, but it was. She was of the age of consent, so legally they could have sex. The fault lied in the fact they filmed it and made a sex tape. That was the crime.
Don't you hate it when you
specifically.
accidentally make child pornography? God.
Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland?
Donald Sutherland. I loved him in this.
I love Donald Sutherland.
Yeah,
Genuinely
he's
as
a
an
treat
actor.
in everything he's in.
I've seen him in a lot more things recently because we relatively recently rewatched the Hunger Games movies, and he was also in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Yeah.
And Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah,
I'm Pride and Prejudice. He's just he's in like 200 movies.
Invasion
Yeah.
of the Body Snatchers.
Oh yeah.
He is. Yeah.
He can snatch my body. He can invade my snatch. Rest in peace, man. I have nothing but respect for you.
Oh shit! Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh no.
He's actually going to be in another Stephen King adaptation.
What, like soon?
No, that we are going to be covering
Oh, okay.
down the line.
Oh,
What do you
wait.
mean soon? He's dead.
I know, but you know how these things are
Oh
these
yeah,
days.
that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
he's been cast as Carrie.
He could do it. He has the range.
Yeah, he plays Straker. In
Yes.
this. We've also got Andre Braugher from
Yes.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
once again playing a
I've seen
gay
him in much, but
character.
everything he's in, he's really good in it.
Yeah,
I
like
really
him.
like him. He's not the last time we see him in a Stephen King adaptation as well. Ooh. So, do you know about that?
Is he? He's in the Mist.
He's
right?
in The Mist.
Yeah,
This might be controversial. This might be my favorite cast of them all.
yeah. I quite like this cast.
Yeah, actually, I think I'd agree.
This sounds blasphemous because like no one likes this adaptation.
Samantha Mathis as Susan Norton. Does anybody know Samantha Mathis?
No, but
Name
I have
rings a
Letterboxd.
bell,
I have
but-
Letterboxd. I had Letterboxd open, but now it's
The,
gone.
when I looked at her thing, I was just like, oh, that's where I know her from. She's Daisy in the Super Mario Brothers movie,
Really?
Oh, is
yeah.
she?
Oh.
Is she going to be a Daisy in the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
the 90s Super Mario.
Oh, yeah, we both assumed him in the new one.
Dan Bird as Mark Petrie. He was in Cougar Town.
James Cromwell?
James Cromwell, yeah, from Babe.
I do like James Cromwell.
Yeah?
He's so fucking tall.
Yeah, he is. He's huge.
Not the last adaptation we'll see him in as well.
Ooh. And Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner as
Yeah.
Kurt Barlow.
Yeah.
He was also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The
it?
movie.
He was? Oh,
was he?
Yes. Yeah.
Was he a vampire?
Yes, he was.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, I had to double check. But yeah, he was.
Damn.
Beautiful eyes.
They love
He,
vampires.
he doesn't have to.
His CGIs.
His CGI's. No, it's like normal eyes are like really pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No. I love seeing him in.
Did you,
I know he's a bit like of. He
Is he a
was
freak?
because he's dead now.
Oh, is he
Oh,
dead?
is he dead?
Yeah, he
Rest in
died
peace.
like 5 years ago at least.
God damn, there's like 3 dead actors in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see what Rob Lowe said about working with him?
Oh, the at the ending where he was
Yeah.
like talking about being a cowboy or something.
Yeah. Did you see about that?
Oh yeah, I saw that in the IMDb trivia. That's really funny. Honestly, he should have let him cook.
But I also love the
Let him
idea of. I love the idea of because they said like they had to have his lines on cue cards by Rob Lowe's head.
Yeah.
I love the idea they'd be like, right, write down the lines, and him like literally just.
That's like giving like Marlon Brando without the prestige of it all.
To be fair, I will say you can't tell he's literally reading the lines
no.
there. and
No,
then.
I think he's
Because,
really good in
natural.
this. This aired over 2 nights in 2004, on June 20th and June 21st.
A June release, okay.
Interesting
It
as
doesn't-
well
it
to
doesn't
do
give
it not like
June
weekly.
energy.
No,
Yeah.
I know it's like freezing in the like in the setting, but the attire, I don't know.
I also think just vampires, like as a whole, so much more threatening in the winter. It's
Yeah.
obviously short days,
Yeah.
long nights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
We chose a good time to cover this.
Yes.
Because it's like coming up to
Yeah, it's starting
Yeah.
to get darker earlier. Leaves are falling off trees.
the wind is getting crazy.
My
weather's
neck's
all
been
over the
hurting.
place.
There's blood
Yeah.
on my bed.
I have been feeling very ill.
I'm feeling fine. It's because I'm leeching off you too.
Yeah, you're the vampire.
I am.
So this starts. Just get right into it.
Yes.
In Detroit.
Why the fuck does it start like this?
I don't know.
I'll be honest. I thought the window stunt at the beginning was pretty sick.
I guess I was
Yeah,
just so
it's just-
confused. I'm just like, what the fuck? This is like so different.
Yeah,
to-
yeah. And this isn't like how it starts in the book at all. Like I kind of quickly pieced together what was happening, but like it's such an interesting.
He does really
choice to start
channel
and
that
end on this.
schizophrenic, homeless energy of running after a reverend at the top story of a building through a window.
Yeah.
I personally really quite like this framing device.
I forgot about it until the
Yeah.
midway through, like the end of
Yeah.
the first episode, and then it cuts back and it's like, oh, they're continuing with this. Okay, fair
I
enough.
like
Yeah.
that it is just him telling a random nurse the whole story.
Yeah.
And the nurse is like enraptured. Like,
Well, the nurse was like, tell me why I shouldn't just like fucking leave you to die. And it's just like, great.
he was. And then he was like, well, let me tell you the best fucking story you've ever heard.
yeah.
And
Listen
then
to
it's
this.
just like, you've got job to do. Go away. I'm listening to this
Listen,
wild
man, this guy's
story.
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if this means anything to anyone, but every one of these starts off with like a sign of Salem's Lot, and it says like the population of it. This
I was
one's
thinking
got a
about this.
population of 1,319.
That's quite small.
Interesting. I was thinking about this when I was watching the 2024 version. I was thinking, like, what's the point of those signs? Because there's no way they're accurate.
No,
Like, I'm sure it's.
Someone dies, you can like, I don't know. They should have like a you
I
know,
mean they've got it in Twin
like-
Peaks, haven't they?
Yeah.
But that was like inaccurate as well because it was supposed to be like 5,100 and
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
yeah. But they should have like those rotating cards. You know, where you can like flip them over, like
Yeah.
on when they do planes, like the the logo you made for
Like
us.
first time
Oh,
flyers.
yeah.
What are they called? You know, where they flip over.
They
Ticker
wouldn't be.
boxes.
Yeah, they should have them. So
Yeah.
whenever someone dies, someone could like go.
Where someone dies, but like
And then
Ben,
someone's
for
born.
example, he comes
Back
to Ben, for example, he comes to stay for like a couple of weeks. Would it go up? Has the population increased?
No, because he's an
Or is-
immigrant. He's an illegal immigrant.
There should be one person who has to like wait at the border and just like paint it over it every time someone leaves.
I'm sure there's a bit
But then
like
he
that in
dies, and then the
something.
next generation takes over.
Yeah, there's something like that in a parody movie somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What did we think of the opening credits, just from like a visual and design point of view?
I don't remember them. How did they go?
They were very bright orange over like
Yeah.
black and white footage,
I
burning.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
yeah.
2000s.
Yeah, that's going to come up a lot. This is a very 2000s adaptation.
it is, yeah. I found the switch to the narration quite jarring, surprisingly.
yeah.
That's only one thing I will mention because yeah, go on,
My
Griff.
memory is fading between all these adaptations.
I don't
Did
blame
it
you.
sustain through the entire thing? Because
No.
it was quite heavy at the beginning.
It was only at the beginning.
And then
Yeah.
they give up to because I was kind of okay with it for a little
Yeah.
while. Because
Especially
I'm
it's
like
like-
just a constant defender of narration.
Yeah, but the narration's taken straight from the book as well. And I don't mind narration never being used as a plot device if it's done well. But here it kind of felt like tacked on. It didn't feel needed.
You know how she said it was just like she got like really offended when Rob Lowe is just like, I'm writing a book about this town and domestic abuse, and she got like, fuck you don't know
Yeah,
what's it.
yeah.
But then it's like, it's true though. There's just like there's a fuckload
Yeah.
of like horrible people here.
Yeah.
I have
It's just like
so many opinions about how Susan is written in each of these adaptations.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't argue that Susan is like a great character in the original book. One thing I did kind of forget to mention last week is like the fridging of Susan and how like in a story so heavily reliant on male characters, having the only major female character die like halfway through.
yeah.
And like in the book, it's like not like she comes back at the end like she does in different adaptations. She's like Ben kills her like in vampire form,
Like right away.
like pretty early on, and it's just each one I can see they're trying to do like something different with Susan. Like we'll talk about that with the 2024 one as well, and the changes they make. But yeah, this version it is just kind of like I don't know. It felt like they were trying to give him more agency by making her hate what Ben is writing.
yeah,
and
that
I
like
don't
a constant
mind-
conflict.
Yeah,
They put way more emphasis on his writing on this one. I felt.
yeah,
Like,
I don't mind the idea
yeah.
if they have a conflict.
Yeah.
It's just it felt like she went from.
I can understand what
loving
they were
him to
doing. It was
hating
just
him.
like, oh, you've been gone so away. You're a big time writer, and you're coming back.
Yeah.
And she views it as him looking down. But
Yeah.
the reveal felt like so slapdash and just like, oh, I'm writing about domestic abuse in this place where
Yeah.
I've witnessed it,
Yeah.
and oh, you
and
don't understand. That was
especially that like table scene. It was just like the drama just felt so forced.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
she
felt
went
that.
from 0 to 100 really quick.
But in a
I'll
way,
be honest, I've not read the book, so you'd be more inclined to know about this.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these adaptations do a great service to the character of Susan.
It's hard to say because I don't necessarily think she's a strong character in the book. Even to the point where you might remember that I said about how someone commented on the Stephen King Reddit page at one point, like after I finished reading it, saying, "Why does Susan go to the Marston house by herself? That doesn't seem like something her character would do." That
does she
felt
not
like...
go with
Well, she goes
with Mark?
So she goes with Mark, but it's not like in last week's adaptation where
Sorry.
she sees Mark going and goes to follow him. In the book, she goes to the Marston house, and it is a coincidence that Mark is also there.
Oh, okay.
And then they choose to go in together. And I remember, sorry, Garen, I don't you wait in. I remember saying to that person on Reddit and was just like, okay, sometimes characters have flaws and that's okay. However, I did think I would chalk this one up to just kind of they needed the plot to happen. And King kind of knew that he wanted her to become a vampire and needed to get there some point.
I know you talked about this last time.
Yeah.
But it did take me a second to realise who you were on about because Mark, Mike,
Matt, yeah.
Which one's Mike?
Mike Ryerson is
He's the one who gets-
first, like the
he gets bit
vampire.
by the kid.
The Gravedigger, yeah.
Oh, okay. Name, refer to them by their occupations.
Little boy,
Little boy,
teacher, Gravedigger.
Gravedigger.
That's why it's so hard, especially in the book, because it's like Matt invites Mark. Matt invites Mike to his house. Mike becomes a vampire. Mark is at the
I suppose at least these two adaptations at least make it a little bit easier by making sure they're not all white.
Yeah.
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 It's nice to see a bit of diversity in these two adaptations, especially in the 2024 one. That is something I'll give. Because I
do feel like with the 70s one, sometimes I just get lost with all the people just I get white blindness. There's too many white people.
No, they all got the same haircut and the stubble and
they're all wearing the same fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's the thing with like I said about Susan, and I'm not saying how King writes women as a whole, not in a grander sense, just specifically in this, where the only main woman is
You're making
Susan.
a grand statement that Stephen King
then-
cannot write women. Why are you saying this?
That statement.
Why are you saying this?
But then it was nice because it's well, then you can see the 2024 version, not to jump ahead, and it's oh, Dr. Cody is a woman in this version. And I actually think that's a nice change.
Yeah.
Because it's a character where, honestly, you could swap the sex and have it still be an interesting story and not matter, really.
Or they could have just done it to make it woke.
Yeah, especially because she was a black woman as well.
Yeah.
Why are you saying that with such vitriol?
The diverse cast does actually help. I remembered who Matt was.
Yes.
Because
Speaking of diversity, not with race, but there is a great line at the beginning of this where it's just there's two new guys who moved into the Marston house. I hope they're gay.
Yeah.
So I don't have to be the only one gossiping in this town.
I like that. I like that every version does basically make reference to
the gay.
Straker and Barlow being gay. But they're not the only gay ones in this version.
They're not the only gays in the village.
They're not the only gays in the village.
I was going to say, Matt's alternative lifestyle is accepted as long as it's not brought into the classroom.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's heavily and he sees
Margaret
Mike with his
Thatcher's
shirt off.
influence
Yeah.
is it's raining through this
Isn't Andre
town.
Brower in real life gay?
No, I don't think he was. That's the thing.
I know. I
Was
was,
was he
also
gay in
shocked.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
He was
gay
gay
in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
But I googled it, and I'm pretty sure he was at least in a relationship with a woman. Let me double check.
That doesn't mean you're straight.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't. And the thing is, doesn't mean he wasn't bi
I've known
as well.
many lesbians who've been in relationships with women.
Yeah, he was married. He was married to a woman. He was married to a woman for 30 years, over 30 years before his passing.
Well, he plays a good gay.
He does.
He does. He's one of those people who plays a respectful gay.
He's really good for playing with his eyes of just looking at men.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
took his top off, he's just okay. This is obviously it's alluded to in the narration.
Yeah.
But when it just it's the scene with Mark,
Mike.
Mike.
Matt and Mike.
Matt and Mike. Fuck
The teacher is Matt. Mike is the
Gravedigger and
gravedigger.
teacher.
Gravedigger and teacher, and
Yeah.
obviously he's helping him, and then it's
Yeah.
nothing's spoken, but it's just he's clearly attracted to him.
Yeah, and then also vampire Mike, kind of
Vampire Mike.
vampire Mike, kind of
That's a good MC
mocking
name.
him, kind of mocking him, and
Yeah.
pulling
You wanna
out on
fuck
that.
me?
So when we see the kids on the school bus, which
Yeah.
we didn't actually see this in the 70s one, but it's in both. The school bus is in both.
Yeah.
2004 and 2024. It's really fucking cold. It's snow. Or
Yeah,
ice.
it's
That
such
was-
a winter movie.
Yeah, it's
I quite
freezing.
liked the aesthetic of that.
How
Yeah.
does that driver still have a job? He kept leaving children.
No.
He was
Honestly,
awful.
that was kind of odd when it was Mark's mother is speaking on the phone, obviously trying to
Yeah.
get him back on the bus.
Yeah.
And it's this is his only means of transportation to the school. He should be allowed on the bus, especially because I have opinions. I think the kids in this are slightly less likable than the other versions because
Agreed.
they're kind of more like hooliganish. But then on the bus, they weren't doing anything wrong.
No.
Like one of them,
The dog just
brothers,
snitched.
yeah, the brothers moved slightly,
Yeah.
and then Mark said something,
Yeah.
and that was it,
Yeah.
and they were kicked off.
To be fair, they did have some pretty awful ADR, so it's probably that.
Yeah. The dog sniffed it out. He was just like, not having any of that. No
I actually did
post-production,
say-
thank you.
Before I realised what it was, in my notes it does say, "Why does the kid dialogue sound so weird?"
That's why.
And then I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I found them less likable. In my notes, I just wrote "stand by me" in the sense of maybe there's like a group of children.
No,
or I've forgotten something.
I made a note about Stand By Me. There's the karaoke scene and somebody's singing Stand By
Oh,
Me.
yeah, yeah.
Right, that's fair.
Also,
That's probably-
one of the dogs is named Cujo.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a couple of
There's
references
no
in this.
subtle references.
No, we spoke about
That
this.
was Yeah.
We spoke about this in another episode, maybe Life of Chuck, where I said about like Welcome to Derry having the Shawshank reference.
Yeah.
I'd be like, did everyone see that? And it's like, yeah, it was on fucking screen for like 10
Yeah.
seconds. I don't hate references.
Well, we say that, but
Yeah,
we've missed
That's the thing. I don't.
fucking Christine, like in all other
I saw
adaptations.
her in this
You saw
time.
her in
I
the
mean,
new one.
maybe like cars are just so ubiquitous. We're so used to.
I think I was in the
just
kitchen at the time.
car.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, with 2024, I was half watching it, half not.
Both times.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, together I watched it a whole once.
I don't hate references. It's more just weirdly, I like the whole like, did you see that like reference? Did you miss that? I like that aspect.
I like it when
it is when
something
it's
is-
in your face.
I like it when something is like set dressing.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't.
And then we missed
matter.
it 6 times.
Yeah, but that's like the joys of
Yeah,
like,
that
going
is
back to
that is
something.
that is actually the joy of
Like
it.
I'm actually kind of sad that you saw on IMDb the Christine thing because I
Yeah.
was kind of excited to bring that up and see if anyone else had noticed it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, how dare you do research?
I know.
So what do we think about the trailer park?
I was shocked when they started doing the storyline, and they don't commit to it, but the whole like stuff with the baby and hinting towards the
Yeah.
abuse.
Wait, is there more?
That's yeah. The mother is like extremely physically abusive to the baby. In the
Oh,
book.
really?
Yeah, like the mother as well, not even the dad.
Again, contributing to the Ben's
Yeah,
theory
Ben's-
of domestic abuse
which
runs
is why, because
throughout.
like when that started, I genuinely was like, "Oh fuck, they're doing this, okay." But then they don't really do anything with it. They have like the affair and like the which I
mean,
can't
it's a-
remember if that's in the book.
Well, it's hinted that the father is like abusive to the kid.
Yeah, it is.
But,
Which is a change I feel weird about.
Do you think it plays into the men being more likely to abuse their children
Yeah.
trope? Even
And
though
it feels weird to be like, let women abuse their kids. So you go, but you get what
I get what you
mean.
mean. If it's written on
It's
the page,
like-
it's a specific
It's a
choice.
choice. It's a choice
to make her
change
more
it.
likable.
Yeah, it's a choice to change it. And, you know,
Because like I think it was so the doctor character
could like have an affair with her. Like,
yeah, and
come
you've
to
not
it.
just like this guy. You're a fucking moron. Why would you do this?
Yeah, exactly.
I quite liked Dr. Cody. I just
Yeah, he was good in this one.
yeah.
I like the scene with the vampire corpse and like he obviously just
I really like that
tries
scene,
to stop
actually.
the infection, which is also done in the 2024 version.
Yeah, that's a bit in the book.
yeah, that's a really good tense scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hemoglobin is. Yeah.
yeah. I really like that scene.
It's a nice word to say.
Say it again.
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin.
Sounds
Yeah.
quite German. Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin. We've just lost our one German viewer. Thank you.
No,
We actually do have a German listener.
Oh, we
We're
do.
so sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Yeah.
Germany's a beautiful country.
Ben Mears, writer.
Ben Mears.
In this version, he's won the Pulitzer Prize for
Yeah, I
writing
wrote that
a book
down.
on
I was-
Afghanistan.
That is like,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. Was he as like that celebrated an author in the book?
No, there's not
Because in
really
the
much
2024
reference to
one,
it.
he's basically he's not a failed author, but he's not like he's not writing high
yeah.
brow work. He's
not
writing like
considered
slop.
Great, yeah.
Yeah. So to go from that to like, oh, he's like an award-winning basically journalist.
Yeah, like he's a fiction writer. in
Yeah,
the
he's a
others.
fiction
Yeah,
writer.
so-
I think it's an interesting choice, especially to have him like he's writing about soldiers while not being a soldier, and then
Do you think
the
that's
whole
like a
thing of-
that's a 9/11 reaction?
it's a post 9/11 reaction.
and even the sense of
100%.
then like he goes on to be wanting to write about abuse without necessarily being a victim of abuse.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is something to kind of chew on in
Yeah,
just the
I
sense
think
of
it kind of works for his character just because, like, obviously he's as a child he witnessed like
Yeah.
horrible crimes like quite closely.
Yeah.
and it would kind of make sense that he would just kind of follow that through for the rest of his
yeah,
life.
you
I thought that was
desensitized
interesting.
to violence.
Yeah.
That's, that's how like war photographers are born.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting change, all the stuff with him in the Master House. Correct me if I'm wrong, they don't show any of that in the 1979 version, do they?
No.
But he talks about it.
Yeah, he talks about it.
So the whole thing of in the book, he goes in on a day and he sees Hubie Marston hanging. We don't get any explicit fact, as far as I remember, on the murder of the young child. Like, it said that it was believed that Hubie Marston was a child murderer because children were going missing, because it's the whole thing of Hubie Marston, children go missing, he dies, it stops, and then obviously once Barlow comes, children start going missing again.
Yeah.
And it's that whole recurrence of evil. I thought it was an interesting change to have it where Ben gets there and, like, you know, there's a child in the bath that's, like, still alive. Hubie Marston is still alive, and he sees, like,
him doing
it and stuff. Yeah, I just thought that was an interesting change. I'm not saying it's right or wrong
I thought it was a
either
good
way.
setup. I actually quite prefer part 1 of the entire miniseries to part 2, personally.
Interesting. I'm the other way around.
Really? I like a lot of the setup. I just don't think it lands like any of it personally.
No, that's fair.
But I do like this, like the idea that he feels bad for his inactions.
Yeah.
Throughout all of it. That's why that's why the soldier's just like
Yeah, and it ties
he's
into
a
his writing.
tourist.
Yeah, ties into his writing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
So-
not active. He's
Yeah,
writing
like I
about
like that
everyone else.
backstory, and then but then later on, it's just kind of just like, oh no, the kid was dead. You couldn't have done anything. Oh, well. And it's like, all right.
You know when Mark Ryerson and the other guy...
Mike Ryerson?
yes.
No, I had to do this for
Steve-
600 pages.
Stephen, let me just have words with you, Stephen.
Go on, sorry. Do you actually mean Mike?
Mike
Yeah.
Ryerson and the other guy who...
We need like a pin-up board with like all the photographs and the names right.
I genuinely said, didn't I, that when I was reading the book, I felt like I should have been highlighting
Yeah, there
character
should have been like
names.
family trees or like
Yeah.
something in the front
So
pages.
you mean Mike, the gravedigger?
Yeah. When they deliver the package to the house... I love that shot where they're going up the stairs and it's like full on like Matrix camera.
Yeah, I
I
know.
love that shot.
That was so funny. That's like
is like,
so out of nowhere. They never do that effect again.
And like, was it for
don't
really?
know.
Like,
He was
no one's
spooked.
there. Yeah.
I don't like how not swampy this. It kind of is at the bottom, but they don't commit to like the mossiness of the original.
Yeah,
adaptation.
it's not as interesting.
grim.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Toby Hooper's true skill as a director is his interior decorating.
Yeah. I said that.
It really contributes.
Perhaps they didn't want to put too much emphasis on it because this is obviously more accurate to the book in a lot of ways, but also in the sense of the final confrontation does not take place in the Marston house.
Yeah, the Martin house, it's weird. Like, in some ways, it does have more of a presence in that it's there formative for Ben's story. But it's not really
No.
there too much in
The plot itself.
in the plot itself. Obviously, you get the bit with Donald Sutherland in the window at the
Yeah.
top of, following that scene. But also, that just reminded me of the guy who... I don't know if this is in the book, because it wasn't in the other adaptations. The guy who very clearly has a mental illness and is
Dud?
a paedophile. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of paedophiles in this town.
Yeah.
I found that like a very odd story choice.
Not a character in the book as far as I can
Really?
recall. Yeah.
I don't get it. What was all that for?
That whole storyline of Dud, you know.
To show two different kinds of paedophiles. Pin them against each other. They're after the same girl.
Yeah.
There's the whole thing as well of like, I don't know. I even wrote in my notes of like,
How old is he supposed to be?
I don't know. And I thought he said dad at first when he referred to him as Dud. I was just
No.
like, oh, he's like, this guy is like giving his father work. Cause
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
lives in the trash.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
saying, like, I'm not saying that it explicitly is taking this stance, but making the mentally disabled character, like, have, like, a limp and a hunchback and be a paedophile. It's just like, it's not that.
Yeah, it's not the greatest depiction.
It's not
it's
great.
also then like, I don't know, because I also
He's kinda
do
like
feel
the-
like he wants you to pity him in a way.
Yeah.
Like when he does like die. But then obviously like he comes back as a vampire and it's like, oh, I'm better, I'm improved.
Yeah.
I genuinely think
He's
maybe
kinda like
that's
the
the only
catalyst
reason they put him
vampire.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, though.
Except for the kid.
Yeah.
I quite like the scene, though, with him and Barlow, which I think is Barlow's first scene.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
reveal with like all the rats. I love the with the flames coming up in the big,
Yeah.
in the trash pile. That looked really good. I'll say, apart from like a few shots here and there, I thought this was like quite well shot.
Yeah. I quite liked it.
Like the normal like the normal scenes, the night shots again
Yeah.
they do quite well compared to actually even in the 2024 there's a lot of cinematography I really like.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
No, we'll get onto that, but yeah, I
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of agree. What do we think of Barlow's little tuft of hair on his chin?
Very sexy, very sexy.
yeah.
Do you think... Who do you think could pull it off better, me or Joe?
Since Joe can't grow a beard, probably you, because you could actually do it.
Yeah, but if Joe could only like grow hair out of that one specific spot,
I can grow hair there, but it's blonde. But there, it's only dark black down here.
we should.
if you dye
Joe,
very
don't
visible.
shave it. We'll dye it.
Oh yeah.
I think you look great.
Have a tuft off.
God,
Get the little hat as well.
I grew a mustache for like 2 weeks that one time, and it was barely visible because it was bright blonde. So
Just dye it.
no, it would look weird. I think.
Yeah, it would, but then it'd look okay.
Yeah, we'll see. And by we'll see, I mean no.
No, that's fine.
If I could grow a full beard, I would,
I know you would.
but I cannot.
What kind of style would you go for?
No facial hair up here.
I think you should go
unfortunately.
mutton chops.
I can grow mutton chops.
Could you get the mutton chops with like the connecting mustache?
I genuinely don't think so.
with like,
It's
so it's
I
like
can-
the opposite of a tuft,
I grow hair down here,
and nothing
and
over
then
there.
nothing there, and then like I do grow hair.
Could you just like one day? Could you just shave that part? So it just yeah, I think it looked great.
Yeah, I could. I mean, even if I did,
I think you look great with. I think you look great with a mustache. I think it looks so good.
Thank you. I was actually
Yeah.
going to shave last night, and I was like, oh, I've already had a shower today. I'll do it in the morning, and then I forgot to do it. So I might have a shave when I get home later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
Go for the Barlow.
I
for
fucking
the-
wish I could grow a mustache, but
Go to the barber and show them a photograph.
no old Barlow. Just blue.
Just could you do this for me, please?
I could do that, and my facial hair grows back pretty
It's all the
pretty
testosterone.
fast anyway.
It's all
so-
the testosterone that's coursing through your veins.
Yeah, it's because of the reading the non-fiction books.
And the testosterone supplements.
Yeah, and also my subscription to PragerU.
I was not complaining, but last week I had opinions about the fact that Barlow is a monster rather than like kind of a cunning guy. And having seen this now, I think I would want a middle ground. Because I like Barlow in this version, but also there are some scenes I think they could have kept in from the book if they were going to choose to do sophisticated Barlow. That
Are there any
they
big
left
ones that
out.
come to mind?
So there's one bit that, granted, I wouldn't want it to play out like this, but there's one bit after they like find out that Barlow has left the Marston house, and he leaves them a letter. And granted, I wouldn't want it to be a letter, but like it's basically like
You want it to be no, it should be a letter, but when they read it, it's like a tiny version of him that floats around.
yeah, something like that. But it's like I'd want it to be like basically give him an opportunity to monologue where he addresses like each of the characters. Mark. Tonight it'll be your parents. Maybe tomorrow, or something
Okay.
like that. And like Father Callahan, like and like calls out his alcoholism and stuff.
Yeah.
And it basically shows that he's been watching them and he knows them.
Oh, okay.
And these versions, both of these hints towards that
Yeah,
aspect.
I'm surprised there wasn't just more scenes of like
Yeah.
because like he shows up at the very end of part 1.
Yeah.
And he's like kind of absent through a lot too. Then then quite a bit at the end.
Like he gets scenes that like are in the original miniseries. He only gets like a couple extra scenes, and I just feel like I'm glad that they chose to do this, but since they chose to do it, I kind of wish he was in it more. But also, weirdly, because Donald Sutherland is so incredible,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have minded if they had stuck with just he's a monster.
yeah,
Because I love Donald Sutherland as Straker.
yeah. He's having so much fun with this
Yeah,
role.
so it's a weird-
It's quite camp, but in
Yeah.
a lot of fun way.
I kind of wish we got to see them together.
Yeah, that's a problem, I think, just in the story as a whole.
Yeah.
Even in the book, you don't ever see them together.
Yeah.
Especially the fact of like the only acknowledgement of their relationship from Barlow's point of view is he's pissed when he's pissed when Mark kills him because
Yeah.
he's like, he's served me well, like you've killed like an amazing partner. Yeah, they never really get scenes
And
of
then
them
and then
together.
they choose to go back to the sort of monster thing. Not like an in between, but like full on like in 2024.
Yeah, I have opinions about the design, but I also appreciate some of the things they'll do. I thought the killing scene of Barlow was interesting.
Oh, where he transforms into like multiple like old versions of himself.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Is
Going
it old
on animal
versions of
style.
himself, or is it like... Because obviously, like, he changes gender, changes ethnicity.
Yeah.
Is it, like, representative of, like, the evil itself?
Maybe.
Or is it, like, people he's turned? Because they kind
I
of
kind
like
of
a
viewed it
hive
as like
mind.
the skin he was wearing at the time.
Yeah.
That's how I interpret it. So it just goes back in time just to realize like how long it's been. I think it's kind of cool. He's a
I like the
gender
effect. Gender fluid vampire.
gender fluid vampire. That's very
fluid.
cool.
Yeah. What a queen.
Barlow is a gender-neutral name. Term.
You're serving Barlow right now.
Our beautiful baby girl, Barlow.
Oh, yeah, it's Barlow's his last name as well. First name's Kurt.
Kurt Barlow.
Kurt Barlow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's call our first child Kurt Barlow. One word.
One word.
You know how white people name their kids these days.
Yeah, honestly, a white kid, boy or girl or whatever, called Barlow as a teacher, that wouldn't Like,
That
I'd be
wouldn't
like,
faze you.
no, I'd be like, yeah,
I
whattever.
think that's the one like reason I
Striker?
couldn't be a teacher.
The
What about
names.
Striker?
I wouldn't be able to like look at kids and take their names seriously.
Striker. I think the thing is,
Oh,
they
is
say
it Striker or
they say
Strike?
strike. It sounds like striker when they say it, but it is striker.
Oh, Striker's way lame. Go Striker.
Yeah, if it was striker, I'd be like, whoa.
Whoa, badass.
If it was
From
Striker, I'd be
X-Men?
like, what? I will say names aren't as bad here, and compared to like America,
Do you think
where
so?
it's like the spellings and stuff. My only pet peeve with names here is double-barreled names are so in right now that like basically any kid under 10 has a double-barreled name, but it's always literally like every girl is like something Lee, or like I know boys as well, they're like something Lee, and it's like it's the same. It's either Lee or Rose as a double barrel, and it's just like I don't know. I think especially because I work with little kids, and you're trying to teach them to spell their name, and sometimes their names are like fucking 4 syllables long, and you're just like, oh, fuck.
There's something in here that I know you would like.
Oh, yeah?
They say the arsler.
They do.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So the vampire lore, obviously, you
Yeah.
have to invite them in.
Yes.
How the fuck does this work in the hospital?
I was thinking this.
Oh, with like the curtains
Behind the
thing?
Yeah,
curtains,
so-
just like, you're already in the fucking hospital, mate.
We had this conversation with Vampire Diaries where I am all for the vampire lore, and I especially love when I love the rule of you have to be invited in. And I never really question it. Like, my logic is always just, oh, they have to be invited into a building. They can't get into, like, a private building without being invited in by someone in there. However, when they call attention to it, then I think it's open season for criticism.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of those times. Because, like, yeah, you've got the sheets. It's like, what counts as a room? And then they also acknowledge you had to be invited into the town. So it's like, can they not even be moved between, like, locations, like towns or states?
This is
without
what
being invited in?
This is what Trump wants to do with immigrants. He wants to relinquish the consent to
I revoke
I
your
revoke my invitation. Everybody explodes.
Yeah, I thought that scene, obviously, we'll get onto this with the 2024 one.
They do do it in, like the same scene.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
again, like to where it's like in his room, like in an actual room.
Yeah.
Not in a hospital.
And it's weird, it's just like, you're kind of like taking a half measure at that point. It's just like, you're doing something new, but also you're relying... I don't know how else they would have done it, to be fair, but...
Yeah, I didn't love the hospital scene as a whole.
I'll be honest, I didn't like the kids in this version.
Yeah.
I feel like I should kind of be more on board with it because I feel like the age of the kids would be more in line with coming of age and having like these experiences, but I wish they were younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the original boys in the 1970s version just work really well because of their age
a
and
right
also
balance.
their demeanor.
Yeah.
Like, especially because like the younger brother as well, particular, is so little.
And I think in the 2024, not to get ahead, I think they're just a bit too young in that version.
Yeah, they're like babies.
Yeah.
I definitely think the original is like the strongest in that regard, and I definitely think this version is the weakest.
But also
in that
with
regard.
kids, you could cast them; they could be the perfect age. And next week, they're like 6 foot tall. And
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so
It's
hard
It's like
to get
shit, the
right.
growth spurt's happening. Quick, keep rolling.
Yeah.
Father Callahan, what do you think of this version?
Tall.
He's very
He's
tall.
very tall.
I really
He's got
like,
that pig,
I really like who's the actor?
James Cromwell.
James Cromwell. I really like his version of this. I think that was great.
Yeah. He obviously, you said in the 79 version
Yeah.
that Father Callahan's like a non-character.
Yeah.
They genuinely made him like a quite a compelling character in this one. I feel.
And James
Yeah.
Cromwell, he's a great activist for like rights and stuff as well.
Oh,
yeah.
cool. That's awesome.
He's always getting arrested.
Is he dead?
No, he's alive.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I know. Every time we bring someone up, it's like, he's dead. But yeah, they bring. Was he? He wasn't that much of an alcoholic in the original, was he?
No, he wasn't really a character in it, really, was
Yeah.
he?
So they brought it because like I know that was like a thing in the story that he had like issues with alcoholism.
Yeah.
And then like a big part of it was like him overcoming it so he can fight this demonic vampire.
Yeah, and obviously that's shown in like him becoming a vampire but choosing to leave Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
That's why I think the whole setup and payoff of this is so interesting.
Yeah.
Of Ben hunting him down.
Yeah. Because
it never felt like.
Because in this one, he definitely chose being evil.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And it's like, I kind of read it originally as like, he's choosing. It's like, granted,
Because he was basically
we don't know what
forced-
happens.
He was forced to like drink the blood of her.
Yeah.
But
And
then-
it's like the whole read of, yes, of course you can't get into like vampires need blood in certain adaptations. But I think that I read him leaving Salem's Lot kind of being like, he's not going to be like the other vampires. He's relinquishing, like, his own alcoholism, his own thirst.
Yeah.
And, like, he could stay with the other vampires and feast, but he's not. So to have it in this one where Ben is, like, vampire hunter
Yeah.
and, like, hunting him down, especially because he's in a fucking homeless shelter, and it's like, wait, is he, like, feeding on the
Yeah,
homeless? Or is he, like...
It's like intentions there, quite ambiguous. He seemed
Yeah.
like he was just helping them. There was never like a scene of him probably just like, I don't know, robbing a blood bank or something.
yeah.
I like the idea that it's just like his doppelganger. It's just some guy who looks like him.
And Rob Lowe's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, man. I know you're a vampire.
Anytime he sees a priest.
Yeah. A justified reaction.
Yeah.
Here's some notes, verbatim. Cenobite toy. Sick. Charlie Kirk shot dead.
Oh, it was a, I thought.
Oh, did you watch? We were. Oh, yeah, you were. You were watching
I
this
was-
while he passed.
I paused the movie halfway through because I got a notification on my phone, Charlie Kirk shot, and then I was kind of like following that story for about an hour until they confirmed that he died.
I know that was
Those two. These
was
two
a
things are
Cenobite?
linked.
Not to like. I was confused on whether it was a Cenobite or
Yeah, no, it's-
fucking Nemesis from Resident Evil.
Yeah. I know what you
Oh,
mean.
yeah, I kind of get it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Cenobite. It's like,
Didn't know they did tell us of that. That's awesome.
That's
yeah.
sick.
But let's talk about the serious stuff.
Well, yeah.
What do we think about the vent scene?
The vent.
The
scene.
vent scene is wild. That whole section is new. Like even just fucking
Or him getting arrested.
no, yeah, Ben getting arrested. I kind of don't mind that compared to him just being hospitalized, because we spoke about like
Too many hospitals.
King just putting characters in hospitals when
Yeah.
he needs them to go for a bit.
Yeah, because fucking Matt's in one, like,
yeah, as
for
well.
the whole second half.
Yeah. Which, you know, is also something that happened in the book. But no, the fucking vent scene is wild. The shot of it. I actually think it's quite effective. Not the shot.
I don't think it was scary. I
but,
think it was
like,
kind of
no.
goofy.
Yeah, I think the shot makes it goofy. But I kind of like the whole,
like the concept of
build-up.
it.
Yeah. And
That felt like a really book scene that they tried to translate and it just didn't work for me.
No.
So I'm surprised it isn't.
no, because the way that they find out, like, he's a vampire is when Ben is attacked, he, like, says to Susan later on of, like, you know what stands out to me? The fact that Floyd was, like, covered from head to toe. Like, isn't that weird? But whereas in this, it's, like, pretty explicit straight away of, like, oh, he's a vampire.
I quite like the idea of him like gnawing into his own
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
wrists
Vampire
to
suicide.
drink.
Yeah. He drunk his own blood and that killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Like, it's a cool idea. Like, it's not really something that gets
I
explored much, vampires drinking vampire blood.
I think that was mostly there because I think that was like the end part of the first.
I
episode.
thought so. I was trying to work out where it ended.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find on the Wikipedia plot summary. It wasn't split between parts, so I
Yeah.
couldn't find confirmation of where like.
I'm pretty
part
sure
one ended.
like only the broadcast version was split. Every like subsequent release has just been like, here's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, which
It's
you know is
quite clear
fine.
though where part one ends. Like obviously they
Yeah.
bring back the framing device.
Yeah, that's
of,
true.
Of him being in the hospital bed again.
Yeah.
Hospital beds. It's like take a shot every time. I don't know. Stephen King writes women and weirdly
Yeah.
take a shot every time they're in like a hospital bed or something.
Yeah, take a shot every time Stephen King accidentally writes incredible queer characters.
Yeah, not
Not
on
in this one
purpose.
specifically, but just like in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, accidentally.
Yeah.
Um,
My notes kind of trail off towards the second half just because
Which is weird.
You were
Do you
distracted.
not? I thought you preferred the part two.
I kind of liked both of them in a way. I've got problems with them both, but I feel like the second part is just like, oh, this just feels like a supernatural episode or something.
Yeah,
They're just like
yeah.
going around vampire hunting. I thought this adaptation, in relation to the 79 version at least, I felt that the town felt more alive. So that when it
no, I
felt
agree.
dead,
I will
it
say-
felt more dead.
That's something I speak positively of this version, and I'll say about when we get to 2024. I love that you slowly start to see that the town itself be overtaken by like the symptoms of anemia.
Rather than like 4 of the 8 characters
Yeah.
are no longer on screen. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
this is going to
Like,
represent the whole town.
Yeah, I think this does a much better job at maybe not the characters. Maybe I'm going to debate myself.
I
Yeah.
feel.
But I feel the town
Yeah.
has more of a character.
Like
to it.
I don't love how the characters are written in this. However, they do feel more rounded.
Yeah.
I feel at least.
the actors kind of carry it. I think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking especially with like Mark, not Mark the boy, Matt,
Yeah.
the teacher, Andre Barra. I think that he's he's just really enigmatic as a character actor specifically.
Yeah.
And that kind of helps, especially seeing as like that's a character that kind of was condensed and mushed sort of into multiple characters mushed into one in the original. Same with Dr. Cody. Like they were allowed to be a little bit more fleshed out because they were allowed to exist and like not have to carry the traits of other characters that they wrote out.
The things I don't much care for, at least, is some of the payoffs. So the supernatural elements I just don't think are handled that well. In terms of like the effects as well, I think they're kind of.
Yeah.
I said about how like
there's a lot of like goofy CGI.
Yeah.
him crawling on the ceiling is like the opposite of horror farming. Like, you know, the original, you know, of him crashing through, slowly rising and turning, and this is just like crawling on the ceiling.
I only don't really like the effects when they do have to rely on the CG, just because I do tend to like give a pass for like early 2000s, because I think used in the right context it can really work.
Yeah.
I feel so the best effects in this are when they do rely on the practical stuff, like the kids in the bus, like when they're like climbing all over there. I thought that looked great.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Really cool.
I really like the Mrs. Glick's reanimation scene.
Yeah.
Of like the head cracking, or like how she floats off the bed.
Yeah, the way she was like posing like a contortionist.
And then they kill her, then she fucking jumps to the ceiling and turns into like CGI ash.
Yeah.
So again, it's just like, I feel so.
And the vampires come to the window of what's his name? I want to get it right. Mike.
Which one now? The teacher?
Mark.
The
kid.
Boy? The kid?
When
Mark.
Yeah, and he like
His occupation is child.
Yeah, he gets the cross, and the kid just flies backwards.
Yeah. Another thing that somehow made it into every version, like not surprisingly, it's just kind of funny, is the popsicle stick cross.
Yeah.
The homemade
That's
cross.
great.
Yeah. In that scene. But yeah, I do like the visual of the vampires.
I do want to shout out one scene which I genuinely really loved.
Yeah.
Is the church scene.
I was going to say, I have a big part of like the Eva and Ed subplot. I love.
I know, it's quite subtle throughout.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, where's this gonna go? And then like the scene with the church happens, and like she chooses to become a vampire just so it could be with her.
Like,
that was great. That was
tragically
really
beautiful.
Yeah, that was like kind of beautiful.
When she's like, and they're like, we're getting married today, and like, and speaking to people about it, and then for him to turn, and him like, he's like almost the only person we see as a vampire who's retained any humanity, and it's out of love for her.
Yeah.
And him like, you know, standing in shadow saying like, I can't come into the church, but like he wants to be with her. I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was.
Did.
It's such a like an interesting like thing to have.
Yeah.
Within this, considering like they just portray vampires as being like devoid of humanity, or at least like an evil version of themselves.
And it's so interesting, especially because I don't remember this being in the book. I remember her and Weasel, or Ed's proper name, but like he's called Weasel, having some sort of relationship, but I don't remember it being explored this specifically. Maybe that's just my memory. But no, I love that. I love the minimal signs of humanity in a situation
that
like
scene
this.
weirdly reminded me the most of Midnight Mass.
Yeah, because there's...
I was going to say it reminded me of Return to Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
with like the marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And just like the characters being a bit more human.
Yeah, humanized.
Yeah, I get you. Because like that is a... Obviously, we spoke about Midnight Mass a lot last week. It's
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. Very heavily inspired by Salem's Lot. But yeah, there's two characters in that who, like, without even spoiling it, it's just genuinely of that same idea of two characters in love who both get turned.
Yeah.
And still seek each other out and kind of like make the pact to stay together.
It's almost like a romanticized idea of vampirism.
Yeah.
Which is like a really cool thing to explore in this story. Yeah. And it's like so small.
It
but
is.
I think that elevates it quite a bit.
I think because like early on they were talking about Eva and like she has that scene with Straker and I was just like, oh, they're putting a lot of emphasis on her for this one. Where's it going? And at first I thought it was only because I knew that Barlow was going to be in her lodge because they set up the basement. So I was like, oh, they're doing the accurate version.
I like the bit where Straker sold the thing to...
Yeah. This is the only version of Straker we see that actually feels like, oh, he could live in this town.
Yeah.
Every other version, he's like distant and weird, but Donald Sutherland is so charming that it's like, yeah, no wonder people would like...
He's got such a great range. Like, Donald Sutherland, you can see him as just like the cold, evil, calculating, like, President Snow character. That a lot, I think, probably what most people would recognize him as nowadays.
Yeah, speaking of that, like, you finish your point.
But like in this as well, and also like Pride and Prejudice, and like a lot of his other work, he's just so like enamored by him.
You can. Well, I feel like that way about President Snow, as I'm obviously a big fan of the Hunger Games. That's the first thing I definitely saw him in, and the Mockingjay films, for example, they're the weakest Hunger Games films by far, especially part one. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like the scene after they capture President Snow, and like Katniss thinks that he organized the bombing that killed her sister, and he's like, Miss Everdeen, you know that the one thing I would never do is lie to you. And in that, and it's like, he's been the bad guy this whole time, and you feel like his performance can, like, he can input, like, the tiniest bit of sympathy and empathy.
Yeah.
And, like, he's got such good range, which is kind of weird, because this is the one version where I'm like I said last week, I was disappointed that Barlow's bits were given to Straker at the expense of Barlow. In this one, I kind of just, like, get fucking Barlow off my screen. I want more Straker because Donald Sutherland is so, like, enigmatic.
Maybe they should have merged them for that, but I could see.
It's weird because when Donald Sutherland wasn't there, I was like, I kind of miss Donald Sutherland. But then Rutger Hauer shows up, and just like, no, I'm kind of digging him as well.
No, they're both really great in their own
Yeah, they're
ways.
both really good.
But in such a way where you kind of just wish both would have more.
Yeah.
That's the only fun thing of making the Barlow edit. That's one thing I noticed with that when I was making that, and I was like, fuck me, he's in 2 scenes of this. And it does feel like I love the whole, like, behind the scenes a vampire takeover is happening. And I really appreciate that aspect of the story as a whole, like, from the book. But it does make you realize, like, yeah, these characters are Billy in this story.
Yeah.
Like, they're the catalysts, but, like, there's so much more going on. And they're not on screen a lot.
It's like how politicians in their ivory towers, you know,
That's exactly what it's like.
they send their pawns to do their bidding for them.
Well, it's like, same, a lot of villains in a way are like that. Like we said about Donald Sutherland as President Snow.
Yeah.
He's not in those movies a lot.
Yeah, he sends those guys who look like stormtroopers.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole idea of villains taking a back seat. It's a shame when you were so enraptured by the actors, but then I suppose on the flip side, it's better to want more than think, oh, they were in this too much.
Yeah, lots of fire at the end.
Lots of fire.
Interesting choice of like final effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
don't
feel
mind
like
them.
towards the end it's just like, oh, okay, we've got some budget left over.
Yeah.
Let's have a little bit more of like
I did know.
chase.
Let's get kooky.
I did know,
Yeah.
talking about the ending, I really love the vampire swarm eating the rats in like the junkyard.
That was
and like that whole scene.
And the father.
The father, yeah, I really like that segment. I also did say in my notes there was one vampire coming out of the sewer, and I don't know if that's a purposeful Pennywise homage, but like I don't know, Stephen King's sewers, it feels like you kind of can't do that.
But that's also the end of Crockett, which I wanted to say because I mentioned that he's a pedophile, but he's kind of like the third main villain in part 1. And then he's just like not really.
Well, he's he is the catalyst. He invited them into the town.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously as everyone's eating shit, he's kind of left alive. And then like that's sort of played like, oh, he wants to be a vampire, but now they just eat him.
I really love that scene with his daughter, where he is like, I want to be a vampire, and she's literally like, I will not touch your blood.
No, I already got this other pedophile.
Like-
I got this one, so this is fine.
Yeah, pick your pedophiles.
That's a difficult one because like they clearly had the daughter and dad clearly had some form of relationship.
Yeah, rather than she was just abused.
Yeah, I think it was more just acting in that, like not acting, sorry, casting and age design in that one.
Yeah,
I don't
his age is
necessarily-
supposed to be kind of ambiguous, but he's obviously.
We kind of read it as him being like Nancy, but I don't think that's purposeful. I
No.
think that's just kind of how the cards fell in that regard. But who's to say?
I want to get your thoughts on this because it didn't necessarily take me out of the viewing experience, but it did sort of create a bit of a barrier to entry at times for me.
Yeah.
And Toby Hooper mentioned it in the commentary that we discussed last time. The eyes, obviously, there's CG in this.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the time, one, you can tell, and two, sometimes I did feel like, okay, I'm not connecting with the characters. I am just focusing on, oh yeah, their eyes don't look real. And I don't know, sometimes like the more like emotional beats, like you said with the church scene there.
Yeah.
Just like sometimes I was just like, I don't know, just put in contacts. I would have found that less jarring.
I don't think
It
it's
was a
perfect
bit
in the
distracting.
2024 version, but I think they found like a sort of better middle ground, at least with that specific effect.
Yeah. It didn't bother me. I wanted to talk about the eyes, specifically about the 2024 version. In this version, I don't really have many strong opinions about it.
Yeah, mine
It
is
didn't
so
take me
minimal, I
out.
don't
They're
even
quite
really think
nutty.
about them using that effect.
But yeah, I'll talk about like my other opinions on the eyes as a whole, because I have opinions about like the choice the choices made, but I can't talk about that without talking about the 2024 version in detail.
Well, do we want to sort of
Start wrapping up this.
wrap up
this section?
2004 and just
Surprisingly,
say what we
mate.
thought?
I thought I was genuinely going to hate this, and I surprisingly didn't.
Yeah,
There's quite a lot
yeah.
I liked about it.
I went in with low expectations, and I was definitely pleasantly surprised. I think the pros are it tries to be more accurate, which isn't always a pro,
Yeah.
but I think that they pulled off trying to be more book accurate in the sense of making the town feel more lived in and making it feel like the vampirism is a plague that slowly takes over. The cons just kind of being like
Aesthetic
the
choices.
style,
for me. Yeah.
the character
Yeah.
choices in the writing aspect of it.
Oh, I did
you
mention
know.
Ben wears the Christopher Eccleston fit sometimes, and I think that's kind of cool.
I think that's just the 2000s.
In
Yeah,
one of
they just
mine-
had that jacket about.
In one of my notes, I said I think he looks like Damon from Vampire Diaries.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I liked this a lot more than I was anticipating. I was very nervous about Rob Lowe's Ben Mears going into this, just because my frame of reference is Parks and Recreation for him.
And Austin Powers.
And Austin Powers and Wayne's World.
And Waynesville.
I'll be honest, I think I preferred this Ben Mears to
Really?
the 79 Ben Mears.
I personally preferred the 79.
I don't know if I preferred this adaptation as a whole to the 79. I think, honestly, they're kind of on equal footing. They achieve different things. I prefer the 79 one for the horror and the atmosphere, but I prefer the 2004 one for the town. I feel the town is a lot more well developed in this one.
It's hard because they're not. Some adaptations, when you're watching multiple adaptations, try and do the same thing as the original. Not Stephen King, but for example, Strangers Chapter 1. I hate that movie. Not because it's just bad.
This is
but
the only
because it's
time
true.
Strangers Chapter 1 has been referenced in anything.
I'm the only person who has thought about Strangers Chapter 1 more than while watching it. But when I went into seeing that, I did not realise it was going to be an almost beat-for-beat retelling of the original. And it's like, why does this exist if you're doing this? And like, the interesting thing with adaptations, like obviously that's not an adaptation, but it is a remake, of remakes of things, is to see what they choose to keep the same, what they choose to keep different. And it's like, I'd probably like this a lot less if it just tried to do what the 1979 version was doing.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that it is its own. It's its own version.
Yeah.
And that's, you know...
Oh, wait, before I forget, I thought it was really funny with the bus at the end. Where he was driving and he's a vampire and he drives into the fucking gas pumps. That's really funny.
That's what I meant with like the budget left over. It feels like, okay, let's
blow some
have an
shit
explosion.
up.
I thought you meant the house just burning up. I didn't realize.
Yeah. What are your general thoughts?
I don't think there's a definitive adaptation yet, surprisingly.
Yeah. Alluding to your love for 2024.
Absolutely, my absolute adoration. No, I think there's, at least so far, there's a great version if you combine like a ton of elements between these two.
It's got something there, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's really annoying me because I just wanted it to be like just like a really good version of this because the story's there.
Yeah.
But oh god, it's so close.
We can talk about it at the end if you want, because I want to kind of go into what I would want from like a future version if there was one. Before I forget, this is something that where's my notes on this? I noticed a lot more religious imagery in this one. I don't know if anyone else did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were crosses.
Yeah, well, yeah, like crosses, but also like there's like a song specifically like about Jesus.
That was it.
Painted black.
I like that shot at the end.
I
It
really
was
like the
giving
end shot.
Trainspotting too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But it's just like pulling away. That's tight.
I do think it's strange the ending with like choosing to kill Ben.
I know, he's just like, oh, but you got to tell a story.
What happened to Mark in this version?
He ran off. The nurse let him go.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's
He was
just like left to fend for himself.
Yeah. 2 people are dead.
Yeah. Interesting choice, but hey, it's a different framing device.
Less of a body count than the other Mark.
I love the other Mark. We'll get to him. I love him.
Fucking psycho.
Yeah, I could definitely see myself revisiting this at some point, like watching it again. And same with the 79 one.
In 10 years' time, when I'm ready to reconsume Salem's Lot media.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I'll probably feel different in a month. This genuinely taking me out of like my annual Halloween midnight mass rewatch, where I'm just like, fuck, I don't know if I could do that right now. 2 Salem's Lot
Do you
killed.
have like an annual Halloween watch that you try to do?
No.
No. I try to go through like as much of the Treehouse of Horrors. So
That's a really cool one.
And that's like very doable as well.
yeah.
We should do something like that because obviously you're having your surgery before your birthday, which is on
Yeah.
Halloween.
Uh, 2024. 2020 Snore.
I was going to say the most recent adaptation. That is fully not true. We did Charlotte Life of Chuck.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
so it's like that's the most recent.
Technically, if we do want to get super honest, Life of Chuck premiered before this film premiered.
That's true.
So technically, this is the most recent.
But also, it didn't premiere in cinemas in America.
It premiered at Beyond Fest
Okay.
in cinemas. Yeah, it only got a cinema release in the UK, Ireland, and Germany.
And I was one of 2 people that saw it in
I
cinemas.
wanted to see it in cinemas. I just
Did you?
genuinely cannot remember how.
I didn't
Yeah,
know it was
wanted to
out
see
until I
this.
was like looking for movies to watch.
Yeah.
And then I came across
I
that.
remember, I think we were at View and we saw the poster, and I turned to you just like, oh, the Salem's Lot movie is getting a cinema release.
Did you? I don't remember that at all. So
I like the
Yeah.
poster for this.
a little hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's classy.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a lot of empty space. I like that you don't see the boy's face and like you just see the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving
Nosferatu.
Sure, why not? Let's go with that. I mean, they reference that, like, with the shadows on the wall.
I do have a very funny Nosferatu link.
Do you?
Yeah.
Go on then.
I'll get into it now.
There's Radiohead in there.
Yeah. Tom York played Barlow.
Yeah.
No, the actor who plays Barlow, Alexander Ward, he's actually the Nosferatu on the SpongeBob show.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he really? That's
pretty
really
cool.
funny.
Apparently they've brought back Nosferatu like a ton in recent years.
Oh, wait. So they don't just use the image of Nosferatu anymore?
No.
Oh, okay. Like, does he do, like, the voices?
I don't know. I've not really watched modern SpongeBob.
You're
I
saving
think the
yourself-
most recent like SpongeBob episode I've seen is probably the one where Squidward gets like a splinter.
Oh, that's a rough one. That's
Yeah.
true horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
scarier than this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As we go through these, the rating, actually, apart from Return, does that have the lowest rating of this on, like, Letterboxd?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. But barring that, because it's not a direct adaptation, the adaptations slowly go down, and this one is, like, the worst rated. So,
Yeah, on Letterboxd.
and I'm the only one that's seen this prior, so this was...
It's also like barely anyone has seen this because they just dumped it onto HBO Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really available anywhere.
Yeah, here in the
Not
UK,
got a physical release, is it?
no, it doesn't have a physical release anywhere because in America it's HBO. HBO have a deal with Sky, so they gave
Yeah.
a small cinema release and then it's exclusive to Sky Cinema.
Yeah.
So you can't even rent it over here. You can buy it digitally, but you can't rent it digitally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just going to be lost to the
This will
to the
be lost
streaming
media.
sands
one
of
day.
time. Yeah, it'll just
Yeah.
go away forever.
Should we go into the production of it then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was actually filmed in 2021.
Yeah. Which,
Yeah, it was a COVID. It was a
I was
COVID
going to say
shoot.
it's very COVID. Like I feel like I was surprised really because I forgot where I was going with this, but yeah, I'm surprised how soon after COVID it
Yeah.
was, if that makes sense.
So the director, he was hired to write the screenplay in 2019, closed a deal to direct the movie in April 2020, so just as COVID was becoming a thing.
Yeah.
So they shot it in 2021. They did some reshoots in 2022. It was supposed to be released on September the 9th, 2022. It then got pushed back to April 2023 due to COVID just delaying a bunch of movies, and they all
Yeah.
shuffled along to the next release date. Then that release date was given to Evil Dead Rise, and this was just then left
Yeah.
indefinite. They had no plans to release it.
I remember they were afraid of this kind of never releasing and being lost to like wasn't it Batgirl or Batwoman?
Literally, my notes here.
slash the, like-
Batgirl, Coyote versus Acme, which
Yeah.
it is actually
Wait,
getting
does,
released now.
is Warner Bros. Wait, is HBO
Yeah,
Warner Brothers?
HBO is Warner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that's like an actual possibility.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine working for Warner Brothers these days and just thinking like, am I putting my heart and soul into a project that just may be axed out of nowhere
Yeah.
for like tax reasons?
Yeah.
Because that would be
Wild.
like, yeah, that'd be
And this wasn't even like
horrible.
one of the Warner Bros. Films that they were just like, oh, well, we'll give this a simultaneous HBO and cinema release, which fucked a ton of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
in 2021, like Space Jam, Suicide Squad, Dune, Malignant. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matrix.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Resurrections.
Was James Wan supposed to like direct it or something?
No,
He was just producing.
James Wan
Yeah.
was just producer. He'd already signed on to do Aquaman 2 and
The true
was
horror.
working on Malignant. But a lot of his collaborators and a lot of people who work within Atomic Monster, his production company, worked on this film. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
I
guy
like
who
James Wan.
wrote direct this, he wrote
It's
the It
chapter 1 and
movies.
2.
Yes, so Gary Doberman, who wrote and directed this, he was hired, I believe, to polish or like do the final draft of the It Chapter 1 script before it went to be filmed. And then I think he's like maybe the only credited screenwriter on It Chapter 2. I haven't gone back to revisit that movie. We'll do that sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, so after those movies, which were really big successes for Warner Bros., and he directed Annabelle Comes Home in 2019, the same year, he basically was able to close a deal to direct this, and
When was it chapter 2 came out?
2019.
Oh, okay.
Fucking hell.
So so I'm guessing they would have just like, they would have just
So this would have been like right after.
God, I forgot that was like a pre-COVID movie.
I know, it's weird. It feels like a
Yeah,
post one.
like I know everyone our age especially speaks to this of like how COVID has just distorted time for our heads.
It's
damn.
weird. I know it's a pre-COVID movie just because I saw it with a housemate who moved out just before COVID.
I remember going to see the Double Bell with you and Rachel.
No, it was Val.
It was Val. No, Val has. I swear Val hasn't seen the second part of this.
Hasn't she? Oh, maybe it was.
Wild. I think that might have been the last
It might
movie
not
I
have been.
saw.
Rachel hated like watching horror movies.
I remember
It
talking
wasn't
to
Val.
you because it must have been just before you came to uni because we had a housewarming party and you had seen It Chapter 2 and it was me, you, Erin and Marcus who were talking about it
Oh yeah.
because we all saw it together and we were just like, it's okay.
It's dog shit.
I don't think it's that bad. I haven't revisited it. We'll come back.
We're not
We'll come
throwing-
up. But this
not
isn't
throwing
the It-
hands yet.
It's not the It Chapter
okay.
2 episode.
I am pulling back my punches. Okay.
Yeah, but it was produced by James Wan, who did
Is the
Saw,
Saw
the
Saw
Conjuring
link, yeah.
movies for Warner Bros., who released this. Also produced by Mark Wolper, who, as we already mentioned, worked on the 2004 Salem's Lot and Bates Motel. Roy Lee, who, if you've seen his like credits, he's produced like every fucking movie ever. Barbarian, Weapons, It, The Long Walk.
Companion.
Is he just like
How to Train Your Dragon, the Minecraft movie.
Oh, is he just like
Godzilla
attached?
versus Kong.
So he's just attached to like every big Warner Brothers property, basically.
He's got to deal with Lionsgate, so I don't know how. I don't know how it works. Anyway,
He's just in like big movie.
yeah, the Lego movies.
Oh,
Long
okay.
Walk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I do.
And Michael Clear, who produced Malignant and Megan 1 and Megan 2.0.
Woo! Love Fanta. We freaked out yesterday.
Was that in the Five Nights at Freddy's Pepsi? No, was it Coke?
I think it was also Fanta.
Yeah,
Was
I
it
think,
Fanta
I think they're all
flavour?
Fanta.
That's cool.
I'm just going to run through the rest of the people who worked on this.
Yeah.
Music by Nathan Barr, who worked on the Hostel movies and the TV show The Great. Elizabeth Scott was a vocalist on the music. Director of photography is Michael Burgess, who worked on The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and Malignant. Also the son of Don Burgess, who is a collaborator of James Wan's on the Aquaman movies and Conjuring 2. Edited by Luke Cariocci, who is a Shyamalan veteran.
Is he? Really?
Edited The Visit, Glass, and Split.
Yeah, okay.
And that just kind of brings us to the cast. So
Yes.
we've got Lewis Pullman as Ben Mears.
When
gonna
looking
be-
through the Letterboxd reviews, everyone's really horny for him.
I think a lot of people.
I think that's just people in general.
yeah.
a
people
lot of
liked him in
people.
Thunderbolts.
I was going
No,
to
I,
say.
think, I did as well, but he was never.
Yeah.
I think he's like. I don't think he's ugly. I think he's quite handsome. But I,
think
didn't
he's quite
realize he had
handsome.
this draw.
Yeah, he was in Top Gun Maverick as well, and he's in a lot of things. Lessons in Chemistry, which is a very
yeah.
famous
Is that
romance
the one
film.
with
Brie Larson?
Brie Larson, yeah.
Yeah, I've wanted to watch that actually, but I
I thought it was a series.
It is.
Yeah,
Is it?
it's a miniseries.
Oh, I thought you said it was a movie. Sorry.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I think that a lot of people probably did the whole thing of like, well, going back and watching it because he's in it, which surprised me. I'm going to be honest. I forgot it was him while watching it. I knew him, I mean, it wasn't until I...
He's pretty weak in this.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
even
don't blame
when I
him.
saw the letterbox.
I like the look of him as Ben Mears. He kind of looks how I think Ben Mears would
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
It's just his face. I didn't recognize him, and then I saw like the picture on his letterbox without actually clicking on him, and then I was like, "Oh, it's Sentry."
Yeah.
Like I recognized him then. Yeah, he's like one of the few people I think looks the part in this. Not to like sound stupid, but it's so interesting. Not to jump ahead. It's so interesting seeing a modern version set in the 70s when we saw a 70s version
Yeah, it's got.
in the 70s.
I wrote it down that it's like a 2021 depiction of what they thought the 70s looked like. It looks like Hot Topic.
I didn't know this before. I thought it was just going to be set in modern day, and when I saw him with the car, I was just like, oh, okay, he's kind of nostalgic for that period, and it's just like, oh, everyone is. Oh, it's just a period piece. Okay.
Yeah,
But it's got
yeah.
the problem I have with like most like specifically like streaming depictions of like previous decades in that it's glossy.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
that sheen of like these things are brand like nothing feels worn in. Everybody's clean as shit.
It feels like a set.
It,
feels
looks
like a
like
set,
brand
yeah.
new 70s and not like
Yeah.
lived in 70s.
It's like what when people just like have you know on TikToks when people do like fits
Well, it's like Stranger Things,
yeah
that
like
style.
referencing like 70s like attire. It's like yeah that's like cherry picking like the things that like sort of like work well and making it work
It
these
doesn't
days.
pick the bad fashion.
Yeah, it doesn't pick any of the
Yeah.
bad fashion, which the 70s one did. That's
like
why
the
everyone looked
hair.
kind of the same.
or like the hair. That
Yeah,
was
exactly.
the big thing for me. And the makeup
Yeah,
specifically.
that's very, like,
mainly
quite modern.
Susan's look.
Yeah.
Where I was just like,
Yeah,
she
she
doesn't
did
look
not
like
look
she
like a
was in the
70s.
70s.
No, she's got Instagram face.
But anyway, going back to the cast then.
Speaking
so,
of Susan, that was Mackenzie Lee.
Not in that much.
No, she's in like a couple episodes of Gotham.
Oh, I don't remember.
Is the biggest thing I could see for her.
She had the most to do out of all the versions of it.
Yeah, I'll definitely speak on that.
I think I
Her in
liked the look of them too as a couple. I could see them as a couple.
Yeah,
Good.
they're very
There's,
cute.
nothing against her. It's purely like the style, which is not like her decision, obviously.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
so many people behind the scenes.
No, like one of the big things about it is just like the general production design
Yeah.
of this. I felt doesn't really convey. It looks pretty good at some points. However, some shots make it look like a student film.
Interesting. I definitely
Like
thought about
like
that.
at the very beginning with like Striker in the thing, it looked cheap as shit. Like that whole
Interesting.
depiction of it. Do you not
Yeah.
agree?
It's not that I don't agree.
Like later
just
on, I
haven't
think
thought
it
about
genuinely looks great with like the
Yeah.
vampires like hanging
Yeah,
on
yeah.
top of the roofs and stuff. I think that looked
I
fantastic.
think there's some really nice shots. Like I like the
Yeah.
bit with the boys walking home from.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Marks.
Yeah, we'll definitely like go into that. I think
The
yeah, I think
the Marston's house, I thought didn't look that great. It looked tiny.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll go into that. I think that's really interesting.
It's
But
got
yeah,
that kind of like glow.
yeah, it's hard.
It's like a bluey
yeah.
green.
When depicting this period, I don't think like digital cameras do it much justice as well because
No.
they look so crisp. It doesn't look like a time period anymore. It looks like a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would have been interesting just to set it in modern day.
Yeah, honestly.
So I know
Yeah.
in obviously the 2004 one, it's a post 9/11 reaction. And
Yeah.
they do say things about like cell phones and stuff.
Yeah, this could have been like so easily a post-COVID movie of like in terms of not necessarily like putting it on the nose, but like it'd be easy to read in then the whole idea of plague.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
something spreading through a small town.
Had this been made like 2-3 years after, I think it would have.
Yeah.
This one definitely feels like it has like it adores the 70s.
Yeah.
Like the 1979.
Well, I
series.
really want to
Yeah.
get into
Because
that
it's like it pulls a
specifically.
ton of its imagery
Yeah.
from that,
I want to get into not only that, but
but
the
also
70s
choosing
thing
obviously
itself.
to set it
Yeah.
in that period.
But either way, should we just go through the rest of the cast and then we
Yeah,
can like proper get into it? Because I have a lot
Sorry,
to
I'm
say
just
on this.
spilling the beans like right
That's
away.
it.
That's okay. Alfred Woodard as Dr. Cody. Jordan
Peterson?
Jordan Preston Carter
Yeah, as Mark.
as Shaft.
Yeah,
That
he
was in the
says-
movie Shaft.
Yeah,
As Mark Petrie.
Yeah.
Bill Camp from Drive-Away Dolls.
Hell yeah.
As Matt Burke.
on Joker. He's in Joker.
John Benjamin Hickey as Father Callahan. Spencer Treat Clark as Mike Ryerson, who I always think he's just the kid from Unbreakable. And he's
Yeah,
also
I was gonna say
he's also Paul Mescal's character in the original Gladiator.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, I
so
didn't know that.
obviously Gladiator 2, Paul Mescal's in it, but
Yeah.
it's this guy in the original.
Okay.
And Pilo Asbayek as Straker.
I've only seen him in
Fucking
Lucy.
worst Straker. Nothing.
By far.
Yeah. He was in Game of Thrones, I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't really blame him. He just has like 2 minutes of screen time, and everything he does is just
Yeah. Should we go into
Quite
general
boldly
thoughts
written,
then?
to be honest, yeah.
If there's nothing more production to go
Yeah,
through.
I didn't like this striker.
General thoughts, Viv, as the person who's seen this twice. Technically.
Honestly, I liked it more the first time I watched it.
I
not
think that was for a
surprised.
different reason.
Well, you know what it is.
Do you want to tell the story?
Well, no, I just went on a date to watch this film. I mean, and it was more to go on a date than it was to see this film. Yeah, this was so much duller than I remember. But the parts I do quite enjoy about it do stick out. But it feels like so by the numbers and so paper thin with its characterization.
Yeah, I didn't hate this as much as like I know you had said just like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I was like it's fine. It's my first Salem's Lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my opinion pretty much. I actually like this. I think
Yeah.
I think I lean on the side of I like it more than I dislike it.
Okay.
However, I think that the faults of it is the fact that it is the third adaptation of Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
And it itself is aware of the other adaptations.
Yeah.
Specifically the 1970s one. I think it shoots itself in the foot. in that
Because
regard.
I did say when we watched in the first part where when I first came out of that, I was just like, oh, actually, I thought this is going to be absolute dog shit. And then I found out that a lot of my favorite parts of it were just basically pulled from the 70s or they're just direct homages. Like the depictions of the boys hanging out the mirrors and that general effect of it. That stuff was my favorite stuff.
Yeah.
And then I saw it in the 70s version and I was like, oh, okay. And
Yeah.
when you take that stuff away, I don't like how the characters are written in this. They feel extremely one note of that.
I don't like most of the characters.
I think Ben is butchered in this. He's
Ben's
nothing
not a
in
character.
this.
I appreciate what they try and do with Susan.
Yeah.
Susan is a lot more active a character in this, to the point where I was shocked actually when the whole story of it's not Susan who goes into the Marston house, but it's Matt and Mark, and that's when Matt dies, which I think is more interesting than him just having a heart attack, which is
Yeah.
how he dies in the original book. And I was like, oh, they're not going to kill Susan. They're going to go for a happier ending and have it be the two of them, only for them to then still turn her into a vampire. And she's just present a lot more, which is my main complaint with the book of Susan. Doesn't feel like she's a character, but it feels like she's a character at the beginning, then she disappears from most of the plot, and then she becomes a vampire and gets killed.
I'll tell you who's a character. Susan's mother.
I hate this version of Susan's mother. So, like I said earlier, I think it's so interesting that two of these chose to kill Susan's dad.
Yeah.
And I get why. He's I think in the sense of, in the book, Susan's dad likes Ben, Susan's mother doesn't like Ben. And it's that's the conflict. And I think that they had that kind of well, if we don't have the dad who likes him, it kind of makes the gap even wider. And I get that. I like a lot about this movie. And I remember you saying about the drive-in, Viv, and I have thoughts about the drive-in.
Yeah.
I'll go into the drive-in as a whole later, but I fucking hate that end sequence in terms of specifically her becoming Barlow's servant.
I know, it feels
and with
so
a shotgun.
It's so
and just
cartoonish.
Because it feels like it goes from a in-depth mother who cares about her daughter to a caricature.
Yeah, they at the beginning it's sort of portrayed that she's grieving about the loss of her husband, and that's why she's sort of clinging on
like
to
the whole
Susan.
thing of she thinks Susan's going to leave her.
Yeah.
Which is a fact of Susan in the book. Susan wants
You could
to leave
genuinely
the lot.
play on that for a lot of emotion.
Oh, she says she wants to go to Boston.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
In the book, I thought it was
Better than
New-
fucking Detroit. Have you
I
seen
thought-
that?
I thought it was.
is it Boston she wants to go? It might
No,
be
it was
Detroit.
Boston.
No, it is
Okay.
Boston. I thought
Detroit's in the 2004 one.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I think in the
RoboCop.
book. I thought in the book it was New York, but I can't remember exactly. But yeah, she wants to leave. That's a fact of her character. I like that conflict. It's just purely it's, to be honest, it's the shotgun of it all.
Yeah.
It's like
And then she just gets flattened by Mark.
by the fucking the youngest boy with the highest kill count.
Yeah, that kid is insane.
I like this version of Mark. It's not less than the original, but specifically in the sense of
I like how
he's the only
proactive he is.
yeah, he's the only
Yeah.
person in this fucking town who does anything.
The thing is, I think it takes it overboard, personally,
Yeah.
where they're just oh, this kid's just doing fucking everything, to the point where he's not a character anymore. He's literally just this creature going through, slaughtering everyone without flinching.
I think that
I don't think it betrays true
I
sadness.
don't
or,
even necessarily mind that, because in the book there's a line I really like from Mark's chapters. After the Glick boys go,
Yeah.
and his parents how is it affecting him? His friends are dead, and they like how like he's too young to understand death. And there's a line I really like that's Mark saying like, I understand death. That's when the monsters get you. And like I think it just kind of shows of like he is a child. He doesn't kind of grapple with the consequence of it, and that's why like
I don't think he's portrayed as a child. Though I think he's portrayed as like a fucking killing machine.
I think having
I get that
there being as proactive as he is in this version, I think it's a symptom of this is the people who made it, and I think they're trying again to sort of like
capture that sort of
because honestly, we'll get onto the It films down the line, but that is one of those films, like, absolute, like, home runs. The kids.
Yeah, that cast is incredible.
Like, to get, like, a good kid actor is one thing. To get, like, 5, 6, 7 of them is insane.
Yeah.
So I think they were trying to go for a similar thing here.
And they tried
whether or not they succeed.
Well, they tried to give him character. They included scenes from the book. So, for example, him beating up the bully.
Yeah.
That's in the book. And I kind of forgot about that scene until it happened.
Is he new to town in the book?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't really get that from the other
adaptations. Yeah, you don't. And it's not like the biggest part. There's definitely aspects I don't like in this with him. More like the fact of we don't see his parents until literally the scene they die.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
We see them at the funeral.
Okay, but like they're not
no
characters until they're not characters until they die, so it's like hard to care about him. But I could see like what they were trying to do with him. But yeah, maybe if they brought back, I know it's like Chekhov's gun, Chekhov's driving, or they're still doing this to set it up. But you know, like when Mark and Matt speak to each other,
Chekhov's driving is literally right there.
when Mark and Matt speak to each other after he beats up the bully, and as a teacher, he's like. He understands why he did it, and he doesn't even reprimand him. He just says, like, okay, but next time you get him to say, if you tell the kid to say uncle and he does, that's when you let go. That's a big part of, like, okay, fight back, but know when to stop.
Yeah.
They don't really get that. Like, you're right, he is a killing machine.
Yeah.
Maybe if he even just had the sense of maybe if he kills the vampires.
To the point where I genuinely think it is
mother.
Just portrayed for comedy. Yeah. Like the scene with the church where he comes in with the stakes.
I thought that was purposely comedic.
No, I think it's supposed to be, but I think that's sort of a detriment to what, like, the overall emotions that are supposed to be happening in that sort of scene. It feels goofy.
Maybe if they had a change after his parents died, where it feels like maybe if they'd had it where it was something like, oh, to him, it's not a game. He knows it's real, but he hasn't kind of dealt with the fact of like, this is happening.
The kid fucking fought off like an army in his fucking treehouse.
I'll be honest, I quite liked him going into the treehouse and seeing all the other kid vampires.
I like that. Especially because it's like, I think, he stabs the one, but I'm pretty sure the whole idea is they can't enter the treehouse with his permission. Yeah, I think
Drake, where's the door?
I thought that scene was going to be like a kind of turning point of his character, because he would have spent that whole night there with them there. And like, I think that should have then caused a change where maybe he was like, not necessarily more weary, I don't know, but just like for him the next day to then still be like you said, a killing machine.
Yeah.
I think him killing the mother is the thing that gets me. I just don't like that sequence. And him like running down a human.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been more interesting if maybe like after that even have him do it, but then have him be like, oh, killing vampires is one thing, I just killed a person.
Well, he kills Straker.
This is what Fortnite's
beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But
that's in the book, so I can't necessarily criticize it for that.
No, it's more just like how it's depicted.
Yeah.
Because like unflinching, BAM! It's just like across the face.
Yeah.
Then and he doesn't kill Barlow, obviously.
No.
He does kill some vampires then before he meets up.
He kills most of the vampires.
Yeah. Yeah, he hits the whole thing, which kills like hundreds.
You know what? No, I do. I think it's stupid, and I actually posted on the Reddit, and I was like, "What are your thoughts on the drive-in of it all?" And this is where I get to, because obviously, like, you asked me ages ago and was like, "Oh, what's the drive-in like in the book?" And I had to be like, I remember being like, "What?" Because you said it was such a big part of this movie, and it's not in the book at all. Apparently, there's one reference to a drive-in theater that closed, and that's it. But honestly, I'm split, because I think the drive-in, the problem is you can, like it said, it feels like it's cosplaying 70s and it's not the actual 70s, where it's like, what did they have in the 70s? They had drive-ins. But then also, I actually do kind of like the vampires sleeping in their boots, so they're all together.
I like the setup at the beginning where they're like sneaking people into the drive-in in the boots.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do like that aspect. And also,
I quite liked all those shots of like the boots opening up.
Yeah.
That was quite funny.
My only pet peeve is like, because I like the idea of like the shadow as well being such a big thing, the shadow it's casting, and they take it down. However, I will say, not only is it fucking stupid that they established the church cannot be touched,
Yeah.
so they could just stay there all night, but they then go to the drive-in moments before sundown. And I know that's like in the book they do things moments before sundown, but in the book they
how
don't.
short
yeah.
are these fucking days? They're
Yeah.
waking up from the church, they find the kid, and they're just like, let's go to the drive-in. It's almost sundown. It's like,
But that's what I mean. It's like, what? Where have you been? It's like
Daylight savings.
I wouldn't call it out if they hadn't established the church. If they were like, there's nowhere we can go that's safe, we need to do this now.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But they established they can stay in the church all night. And, yeah. But I do like the visual, though, of the shadow creeping.
Yeah,
but then again...
I like the concept of
Yeah.
the climax, the playing with the shadows and
Yeah.
stuff. I think that's quite
But
cool.
then on the flip side as well, it's like, the only reason that works is because all the vampires came out just because a shadow was on them and not at
Yeah.
nighttime. Like, Mark can only
kid.
kill... Mark, I almost said Matt.
the killer kid.
Yeah, the killer kid could only kill that many because they all came out during the daytime. Like, none of them waited till actual nighttime.
Yeah.
There was a 3-hour cut of this movie. Not
I'd
to
love
say,
to see that.
not to say like it's like finished and it's readily available. Most movies have cuts that are.
Is this
way
like an
Yeah.
assembly cut?
Yeah.
I
So
remember when people were like...
people,
Yeah.
you know, there will be articles being like, "There's a 3-hour cut of 2024 Salem Slot." Yeah, there probably is. Whether it's mastered and finished to like be released is a different story entirely. But this got released on HBO Max because of the writer's strike in 2023, which
Yeah.
created, and I quote, a need for content. So they were going to put it on HBO Max anyway. Why not like finish up that version? Like that's
Yeah.
the whole point of why they released Zack Snyder's Justice League. They put it on HBO Max. It's just like, fuck it, 4-hour version. It
They
doesn't
just
have
wanted
to.
they wanted to be the one version that isn't 3 hours long.
I know, and look, it's
But this kind of story kind of warrants it, though.
Yeah, because like
yeah,
this actually...
at that point, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like the script was 180 odd pages long, according to the writer and director.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing.
they've clearly filmed stuff. The film opened with a flashback of young Ben Mears seeing Hubie Marston's
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah.
I feel as though that's the thing. Like Ben isn't a character. He's just
Yeah.
like sort of there to sort of witness a ton of things. He doesn't have like a character arc.
doesn't-
I can't tell you anything about Ben Mears from this adaptation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And even in the sense of like how it starts focusing on Straker and the structure of it all. Because this does things I really like. Like, for example, you see like, it's only a few shots, but you see the town's routine and like obviously like the milkman, the news delivery, stuff like that. And I like that you get that in the beginning and then near the end you see like
Yeah, like a pile of them.
pile of papers, a lot of milks. I think this does give the vibe that I like wanted from the original that wasn't there and then was in the 2004 one of this town is slowly being taken over.
Yeah.
There's even lines of dialogue that's like, oh, I haven't been able to get a hold of them. Oh yeah, I haven't been able to get a hold of anyone like these days. So, like everyone, it's like so everyone's coming down with something. Like even just little lines, I think it pulls it off. It's more just the ending, the ending sequences onwards. I like them, but it feels almost like a different movie.
It does, like, this runtime is like an hour 40. So by the time that we're getting to things that are happening in the second part of each of the miniseries, we're like not even an hour into this movie.
Yeah.
It's it's so fast and chaotic.
Yeah, because
It's-
like in the first 5 minutes, it goes straight to the truck scene, which
Yeah.
in the original
Yeah.
series, that's like half an hour in.
Yeah.
So
They want to establish that he's there like straight away.
yeah,
It was never the intention for this to be split into two movies like with It. They wanted this to be one single movie. And having seen all these adaptations, I just don't think that would work. I think if you do want to tell the story, and if, you know, we were to do Salem's Lot in 20 years' time,
yeah.
you know, obviously
Yeah.
we'll have the guys from Modern Family in it. But also, I think it would have to be like a series over like multiple
It would have to be a
episodes.
miniseries,
That was
like a full, not
that was
just 2
gonna be
episodes.
my main thing when we got to like the end of like what we would do for our own. It's like Midnight Mass. Hi, Mike. Like, obviously, that's very different in terms of like the overall actual plot, even though it shares similarities. But I genuinely think the biggest strength of that is it has time to
Yeah.
love the characters.
It's odd because the only adaptation of, well, sort of adaptation of Salem's Lot that is Chapelwaite.
Yeah.
And that's not even set in modern day.
No,
I
it's
believe.
not.
No.
If it's accurate to the story, it's not.
Yeah, it's like 1500s or something.
Yeah. And yeah, I just because I honestly think this could work as like a mini-series, even if it was like 4 episodes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just give us time.
I just think like, you know, a 6 to 8 episode series of this would go fucking hard.
To give you, like, for example, it's the easiest thing to compare it to. Midnight Mass, the vampire aspect of it all isn't in it until, like...
Episode 3?
Episode 3 or 4?
Yeah.
And, like, even then, it's, like, it's hinted at. You don't get, like...
The full backstory.
Confirmation of it all until, like, episode 4.
But, like, it's odd because, you know, streaming TV nowadays... It's kind of getting to the point where instead of the binge model, we're kind of going back to either weekly releases or releasing series in like parts.
Yeah.
So if this was a streaming series, I do think it would benefit from being all dumped on at once.
Yeah.
I can just sort of see the structure now where it's just like, okay, you get to like partway through the series and then you get like an episode that's kind of dedicated to the flashbacks of young Ben and his experiences with the Marston House.
I'd have like episode 1 all build up, possibly if you need to end and like establish things, end with the Ralphie Glick going missing.
Yeah.
Then episode 2, like get more of the characters, end with Danny Glick passing. And honestly, I'd hold the whole vampire aspect of it until like halfway.
Yeah.
Don't even show like the vampire boys.
Yeah,
until
because
later.
the town, they say in like all these adaptations, the town is a character, but you really do need to emphasize that.
It would be such an easy home run because arguably the biggest streaming show of the last 10 years is fucking like an homage to Stephen King.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
For better or worse, Stranger Things is like...
But you can see the influence of that on
model.
this. In the same,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
It's come back round on itself.
Like Stranger Things influenced the It series like completely.
Yeah.
That wouldn't exist without Stranger Things.
Yeah,
At
I mean,
least not in
it
that.
shares some of the cast
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
that
I-
version of it.
Didn't the writers of Stranger Things work on a draft of It
They
before?
might have.
And
Yeah.
then that obviously because of that it became back to here. So there's like a pathology of it all.
Yeah. I genuinely think a movie is just the wrong way to go.
Even just the aspect of like it being set in the 70s feels like the 2004 one did modernize it and it didn't really impact it much, and so it felt like they were like, oh well, you got to keep it set in the 70s because Stranger Things is set in the 80s. And I'm not saying that's the exact train of thought, but I think that's kind of like
I think the 70s are much harder to replicate than say the 80s.
Yeah. Because obviously it does have 2 distinct time periods of modern day and 27 years past.
Yeah.
So maybe that's sort of influencing it. It's just like, oh, well, that it worked. It was like one of the highest grossing R-rated movies of all time. It was a Stephen King adaptation and you got the same writer. So why not try and do what works for that?
Yeah. I
can see the rationale behind this completely, but...
Yeah.
I don't like the dialogue either. I think the dialogue's dog shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Except when what's the doctor's name?
The Dr. Cody. I love Dr. Cody in this version.
When she goes, for fuck's sake.
An incredible way to react to seeing someone bleeding on the floor. For fuck's sake.
It was so British. Is she British?
No, I don't believe so.
No, we didn't acknowledge how Dr. Cody died in the last one, falling on the table saw.
Oh yeah, you ate shit.
Dr. Cody's death in the book. I saw someone on my Reddit post comment like, I don't get why anyone ever adaptates like the actual scene of his death, and it's like it's because it's really violent and also quite goofy. He falls down the stairs, like the cut off stairs, like he does in the 2004 version, but it's like all knives that he gets impaled on. And it's like, that's goofy, but also if you actually saw that, that's really fucking violent.
Yeah.
So I like the table saw version, but I really like Dr. Cody in this. I like her in the reanimation scene with the cross.
Yeah.
And like her panic with that. I like her. I think she does it really well.
What do you think of the glowing crucifix?
I applaud them for
down.
being bold enough, because that's what happens in the book. They
Okay,
glow.
really? I thought it was fucking stupid. I was just like, what is this video game mechanic bullshit?
How would you know they're working unless it glows?
I'm kind of just like, okay, I kind of appreciate that it's like going for like something different, but every time I see it, it's just like click A to use.
it's a choice, but it's in the original book, and I'm not.
That doesn't mean it's
no,
good.
that's what I mean, though. It's like
Do you
of
like
all
it?
the things to be adapted.
I don't know, man.
I will say I really like it in the scene where they make the cross.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
they blast
That is, like,
it,
the
and then
one
it comes
time I was
on,
thinking, like-
and then they drop it. It's like shit.
If the film was successful,
Yeah.
like massive moneymakers, you could see those being sold just like, oh, get your Salem's Lot lights. Just,
I mean, it's just a glowing cross.
yeah.
That would be like a light up cross.
One thing I do notice as well is the director and the DP really love this one trick where they have a setup and they pan slowly to the side and it's another setup. Or they pan slowly to the side and they pan back and it's like 10, 20 minutes later or something. They do that so often in this movie. It kind of got to the point where, like, by the time this happened for the third time, I was like, okay.
There's a lot of
It's called dynamism in
I-
cinematography.
I didn't dislike it, but I was just like, okay, this is cool if you use it, like, sparingly.
There's a lot of shots in this I genuinely like. The in the beginning, the cellar being lit by the brake lights as
Yeah.
someone who's
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
done brake lights before.
Yeah.
so-
That was, I really liked
the like we
Bisexual
said about
lighting.
we said about the two boys walking in the silhouette and then Straker being behind him all of a sudden
A
grabbing
lot of
him.
like Nosferatu influence in terms
Yeah.
of like using the shadows. Obviously, they have the direct one where he's like on the stairs and
Yeah.
like his
Yeah.
shadows on there.
But then like the vampires on the roofs and stuff. I think
That
this,
is my favorite shot. That was like the one shot when I was watching in the cinema. I was just like, "Is this good? Is this good?"
Yeah.
This kind of goes hard.
I quite
but-
like the shot at the end where it's Barlow on top of the projector and you could just see
Yeah, I like that,
That
shot as well. There's a lot of shots I like. I was gonna lead this into a criticism, but I forgot what we were talking about just before this.
Well, the glowing.
The glowing crucifix. Yeah. Oh, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about like
You don't like how they were shot?
maybe it was something about like the there's a clear. It feels like there's some. There's interesting lighting in this, in the sense of it has color, but then like it doesn't feel like it does much with it.
It's certainly not the worst shot horror movie I've seen in recent memory.
Yeah,
It's,
I would
it's a bit of
argue-
a mixed grag.
I'd
The
argue
highs
it's
are quite
pretty,
high.
It was pretty like it was decent. I wouldn't like if I done this, I'd be like,
yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Like even just like we'll talk about like the Barlow of it all, but even like the shot of Matt in the basement after like lifting Mark up and like the light bulb comes on and you just for a split second see Barlow shatter the bulb before biting him and stuff like that. I think it's got a good visual language in this, but like only in those specific instances. The rest of the film looks quite flat.
Yeah. It's kind of the opposite problem I have with the 2004 version, where I feel as though all the scenes in between the actual vampirism stuff was
Yeah.
shot very well and very like cinematically, and then it gets to the actual vampire stuff and I think it just falls apart.
Yeah.
So you said when we were talking about the 2004 one, like an hour ago,
Yeah.
you kind of wanted somewhere in between the monstrous Barlow
Yes.
and the intelligent Barlow.
Yes.
So how do you feel about
I
this one?
I like how his dialogue is minimal, and I do like I like the introduction of him being able to speak, because they were obviously going for a direct homage to the original, especially with his design. So I like the effort of like, especially if you're familiar with that original, to subvert that, where you're expecting just a monster and then it's like he's conscious. However, I think that's let down by, like I said earlier, it shoots itself in the foot by knowing it's a third adaptation, or like at least that there is a more famous adaptation out there. I don't think they should have copied the design.
Well, it's copying Nosferatu.
Yeah,
weird.
but like
I
I think
think-
it's too
Didn't
similar
they?
to the original.
They said. Okay, this was from IMDb trivia. They wanted to make vampires scary again. They were tired of all these sexy vampires. They wanted it to be scary as fuck.
It's weird. I think with the 70s one, like, it's scary because it looks real. You can kind of tell it's face paint.
No, the texture of it does really bring out. Like,
this is
Yeah.
too smooth. But then also there are times like when Barlow bites Mark's mother,
Yeah.
where it kind of just seems over-designed with all the veins on the back of his
Yeah.
head.
yeah,
It's just, I just don't, I think it should have gone, I don't know what else I could suggest, but I think it should have tried to do something different. Because I think that it being so similar invites comparison.
Yeah.
Whereas, with the 2004 one, it was entirely different, where he just looks like
I think
a
we got
dude.
kind of spoiled with Nosferatu as well, like the new one.
The new one,
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that design is just like,
A
this,
practical
yeah, this,
one
Fucking
as well.
mustache.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oof.
oh, so good.
There was a reason I had like a mustache for 6 months after the movie.
But you should have carried it on like all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a snail trail.
Oh god.
I think it does it well. I think I like Barlow in this version, not like strongly, but I think that this is probably the most like, this is what I would do.
Yeah,
If I was making this, I would do a monstrous design with a conscious, like,
I
person.
think it's too referential to the 70s one. I like that 70s one,
Yeah.
but I think, like you said, it's just going to invite comparison.
Yeah.
Do something, completely different.
Yeah.
Which is something I do commend the 2000s.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And it's like, also, it's like, even if it's just, it's based on Nosferatu.
Like,
he is just,
on-
like, also blue, which is like, and I'm not saying make him a different colour, but I mean more in the sense
Make him
of...
yellow.
Make him yellow. Make him piss, Jesus.
On paper, this is what I'd want. Like, a
Yeah.
monstrous version that's got intelligence.
Yeah.
Maybe it just doesn't work in practice, but I can see what they're going for, and I commend them for that. I don't care for how they take him out, though.
stick through the head.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that shot. I hate the idea of him on top of that sheet reaching down to grab fucking even I'm
Mark.
getting confused now. Mark.
Oh wait, was it Mark?
Yeah, Mark, the boy. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mark.
because Ben like
When
sticks
he's
it
like
through him.
reaching down to grab him, I think that's fucking stupid. Like, that's obviously there to build suspense, but I'm not being funny. He's a fucking ancient vampire.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be like, what? And then, like, he'd just rip the whole thing and go in and get him. It feels like that exists for it to be the movie, especially the shot of him stabbing him through the mouth, because we've already established as well, you have to stake them through the heart.
Yeah.
So he's doing that for like all
But then
points.
you get that cool shot when he pulls it back
No,
and
that's
he's got
fucking
tiny
so
Ben's
stupid.
head.
That's so stupid.
Nah, Shaun of the Dead did it better.
I
Yeah.
hate that shot so much. And then you got the ending where he's like, got to make like Houdini. And it's
That was the dumbest callback.
yeah.
Also, the
Fucking
kid
hell.
just be like, "Who's Houdini?" There's a fucking poster of him right behind you.
Yeah.
He was like 2. Let him off.
Fuck off.
But yeah,
I'm glad
just,
he died.
just the whole like,
I remember that being brutal though.
Really? Honestly, when the other... Is it Danny Glick? The other one?
Danny's the older one.
Yeah, the bit where he's just like... He goes out because he thinks his brother's there, to him being in the hospital, to him being dead, taking place over like 1.5 minutes of
Yeah,
screen
that was
time. It's
so
just like,
quick.
you... Like, I can imagine you like in the cinema needing to go piss.
No, I did. That's exactly what happened. I went to go piss during all that, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's so
You
funny.
could miss so much.
Because I was watching this, I was like, wait, I don't remember it. Oh, this was because I did go to piss in the middle of this, and I think it was.
That's really
I
funny.
know. I can tell your bladder just holding anything.
There's just something about the shot. I was speaking about shots earlier. I remember what that criticism was going to be when I was like talking about the shots I liked. There's one specific shot of Mike Ryerson when he's burying the grave, where it's framed with like him scooping it up, the grave behind him, and I was like, oh, they're going to do it with like The Boy Rises or something, and we're going to see it in the background blurred. And then they didn't do that, which is fine. It's like,
Pull
okay.
him up.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. It's like, okay, they'd subverted it. But the problem is, I thought that was a really good shot of framing, of scooping, turning, stuff in, and like we can have things in the background. It's not unique, but it's a good shot. That scene has so many cuts to different shots.
It's got the taken problem.
like,
of it.
yeah,
Also,
it's like,
how
what
the
the fuck
how
are you
long
doing?
was he fucking sleeping by that tree?
Yeah, like, I'll one of my favorite shots, and it's written in my notes like this, is a Bible sandwich. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The match cut to the Bible opening, and it's him opening
The
his
peanut
jam.
butter and jelly.
Oh yeah. Why?
Well, I don't know. Because like,
Does art need a why?
I guess
Yeah.
that's true. What's
So-
your interpretation of that scene? The Bible is
they're
like a sandwich,
consuming the Bible.
Yeah.
like it's jam and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bread is... It's that Gavin and Stacey bit, just like, the bread is the Lord, the filling is the Son, and the Holy Spirit is the butter.
Joel one day watching it understand that reference.
Gavin and Stacey. Talk about the eyes. I like the eyes in this version. I wanted to make a note, because I don't think I said earlier the description of the eyes from the book.
Okay.
Because I feel like all of these
They're just fucking eyes.
versions of the eyes take from the 1970s one. Even fucking Midnight Mass is specifically inspired by the 1970s
I mean, they just look
one.
so good in that movie.
They do. So the quote from the
Series.
book with the eyes is, "They were black galaxies shot with red in there. You could see yourself drowning and liking it." And obviously that's more metaphorical than literally like that. And, like, obviously they all do the same sort of glow. But I do like in this version that it's just, like, the pupils. It's not the... Because obviously the original has the iris glow. And, like, we know that that's reflective contacts. And I like the decision to have it be, like, pupils because that's, like, how animal eyes glow.
Yeah.
When they're reflecting light.
I was thinking, like, but that effect was first done in the 79 series. Because I was thinking, like, oh, yeah, they did that in Blade Runner as well.
Yeah.
That effect to show they're androids.
Yeah.
They're androids?
Spoilers.
Oh.
Do they dream of electric sheep?
I don't know, man.
Rutger Hauer's in it.
Oh.
He dreamt.
Have you seen Blade Runner?
No.
Have you seen Blade
Oh,
Runner?
really?
No. I read, like, the first 10 pages of the book.
Oh. Yeah,
Have you seen 2049?
No.
I don't know if you'd like either of them, to be honest.
No. That's why I
I
didn't
might
watch them.
rewatch those. Yeah, does anyone else have any final thoughts? Oh, actually, I do.
I have a thought.
Population is 1,252.
There we go. I have
What
a
was it in
thought.
the other one?
In the 2004 one, the population was 1,319.
Oh, so we're going up?
Yeah, and in the 79 one, the population was 2013.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
okay. So we went down,
Yeah.
but then we'll pick it back up. We're repopulating.
I don't know if there was a population for return.
I said about how Dr. Cody died in the books and how Dr. Cody died in the 2004 one, which is kind of an homage to the book. It's basically the same, except it's a saw rather than knives. With how Dr. Cody was written in this, I genuinely was like, oh, is she going to stay alive? And, like, her, Ben, and Mark are going to leave. And I'm going to be entirely honest with it. The fact that she was a black woman, he was a black boy, and I was just like, oh, maybe that's what they'll do. And it'd be like, they're the family. Because obviously, in the story, people assume that Mark is Ben's son post it. It's like, oh, maybe that's what they're going to do. I fucking hate her death in this. It is so disrespectful.
It is.
To her. It's borderline comedic and, like, how she gets shot and fucking flies across.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's such a... I genuinely think she's a really strong character.
Yeah, she's
in
one of
this.
the more interesting parts.
She's stronger than fucking Ben.
Yeah, so for her to die by surprise gunshot from
Yeah,
that,
it's done for like a quick, cheap shock.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like granted, she dies like it's a horrific death in the book, but like it's an active death, and like there's even a point of like Mark was going to go first, and I say she, but in the book it's a man, but he makes a point of like saying like, no, let me go first, and that's what causes the death. So in dying, he does actually save Mark's life.
It's just the fact that they don't even like talk about it at all.
For a split second, I forgot how she died in this version, and then I remembered it was the shotgun.
We see him abandoning the town in the other versions. We didn't mention him when we went through the cast, but William Sadler from Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah.
He's Gillespie in this version. His death is fucking goofy. Does he die in the book?
No, he leaves.
Wait, what's his death?
He
gets
gets thrown
thrown
through the window of the church.
Oh, yeah.
So stupid.
I actually don't like that they had that. I'm pretty sure he didn't die in the book. I'm pretty sure he just leaves. I like the idea of he just leaves. I don't think that needs to be undercut with he died anyway.
Yeah.
And he didn't get to become a vampire. He was just killed. It's like, no, he's making that decision that's considered cowardice, especially like I like the conversation he and Dr. Cody have. But then also that's like the one line by her, I don't know how I feel, when she's like, he wasn't much help anyway. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't think she's that heartless.
It's kind of giving like Marvel just like you got to do a
Yeah.
quip. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, a ton of this was quite quippy. That's what I was on about
Yeah.
when I was talking about I hated the dialogue.
Yeah.
I felt like these people aren't expressing any inner thoughts. It's literally just like...
Like fucking, I was praising like Vampire Hunter Mark with his kill count. I do fucking hate the bit where he's like, I gotta kill Barlow, because it's just like it's meant to be a joke, and I genuinely think we talked about it earlier. I genuinely think that is a purposeful reference to now I've got to kill this fucking clown.
Yeah.
And like, but it just doesn't have the same effect.
I just remembered another goofy death. You know, when all the people are on the roof.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
then-
I love that.
And then Ben's running to the church and gets picked up by
Yeah, he goes, what?
hell of a combo.
Yeah.
Throwing the stake, catching it, called up. Because he was picked up from behind. He would have had to like twist, stab,
I did actually quite like
fall.
that. Just in
I like.
full
Oh,
death.
I thought it was
I
funny.
love how
was like-
bloody it is.
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well.
I
love
didn't think
that.
it was like this version is
Yeah.
probably the least. No, it's not the least scary. I don't think either of these versions that we're covering today
I think
have been scary.
only the original has like bits that actually scared me.
I don't know. Return was pretty scary. That Nazi
Nazis?
hunter.
Oh, yeah, terrifying.
Ooh. But yeah. Actually, now that we're ending this, do we have any sort of like final thoughts on either or any of the adaptations.
I'm really happy I've read Salem's Lot. I honestly, a lot of that post, on my Reddit post, the conversation basically divulged to why are there 3 remakes of this? They need to stop like remaking things, just adapt it once and be done. Because I did mention the pod as well, so I was like,
Yeah.
we're specifically talking about the adaptations. And honestly, I disagree. I think that this is the kind of story that is timeless, and I would welcome another version of it in the future. Granted, I think that like the best.
I think the 2024 one, now that this has come out, it's going to be a very long time.
Yeah.
before they'll-
I've never really understood that stance, just like, oh, just adapt it once. Or, you know, even with my stepdad when I was younger, it was just like, I would ask for DVDs for Christmas, and it's just like, why, you've already seen the film? I'm just like,
It's like my dad, except with the cinema.
yeah,
You can watch it on my dodgy stick.
the peak way of consuming any form of media.
why do you want to see it again? Just like the same reason that you listen to the same music again
Yeah.
and again. You know, I think stories, even if a story has had a good adaptation, that doesn't mean like it shouldn't have another adaptation,
Yeah.
because it can take it in a completely different
Yeah.
direction.
And this is why you're pro remakes.
Honestly, there are.
Are you genuinely like more like softer on remakes than a lot of people?
I think a lot of people vilify them more than they should.
Honest.
I think, like, you know, we have seen the original Scarface, and I think it's a pretty good movie. The Brian De Palma Scarface is probably the better movie. But if we were anti-remakes, we would never have got that. We never would have got The Thing. We never would have got The Fly.
No. Not to you. Joe's putting his hand up.
Because I
We
don't
never would have got The
wanna kick
Departed.
I am one of those people. I feel like I'm relatively harsh on remakes, less with films, weirdly, more with video games, where it's like HD port, and it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
Did you watch the Nintendo Direct
yeah, I have
yesterday?
lots of thoughts about that, but oh well. However, I genuinely think that especially as a horror fan, I'd much rather a remake than a legacy sequel. Legacy
Interesting.
sequels piss me off.
Yeah.
Because, like, granted, most of them are the same, but at least with remakes, it feels like you get
I mean,
less.
what is a legacy sequel if basically just not a soft remake?
It's a soft remake, except they're also like, look, it's the thing from the first one. I love how Scream was like doing the whole thing of we're doing the legacy sequel thing, except then they just did it, unironically.
Yeah.
That's and so on. However, I say about like possibly readapting this, I will say it is different enough that again, I don't think it counts as an adaptation. It's just inspired by it. But if I went into my full detail of, oh, this is what they should do to adapt this, it is basically just Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
If you're listening to these because you love Salem's Lot and you haven't seen Midnight Mass, go into it not expecting it to be the same, because it is very loosely inspired. However, go watch it. It'll give you what you want, I reckon, from a Salem's Lot adaptation.
Yeah. There's a lot I admire in at least. I mean, I love Return to Salem's Lot. That's like a new favorite for me. But there's a lot I admire in at least the first two, and there's some things I kind of like, but mostly don't about that one. But I wouldn't say there's like a definitive one. I know this is almost blasphemous because it feels at least that the original is held in like quite high regard.
Yeah.
However, I do think there is still like a strong story within it. Honestly, watching the other stories and filling in the gaps, watching the other remakes of it and adaptions of it has made me fill in the gaps of the original one, which makes me appreciate it more.
Yeah.
And realize like, oh, it's skeletal, but there's definitely something strong here. There's a strong framework.
I thought, because when we were planning this, I thought we were just going to talk Salem's Lot 79 and we'll come back to the other ones at some point. But I feel like this has given me like an odd... Like, I've never viewed like a story this way, where I've gone through all the different adaptations of it in sequence.
Yeah.
It's given me kind of like a newfound respect for all of them, even like the bad ones, like 2024.
Yeah.
I could still appreciate a lot of what's been done there. And Return, which is like the most different because it's Salem's Lot in names only. You could like call that just like Vampire Town, and
Exactly.
it wouldn't change anything.
That's a great name for something. I don't know what, but we should.
That's what we're gonna do.
Vampire Town.
Vampire Town.
Yeah.
Viv,
It
write
has
down.
it has no vampires in it.
Give me my pen.
Do you have a pen?
Yeah, I got a pencil. Vampire Town. Yeah.
That's where Frankenstein lives. So you have to listen to our
cross-referencing,
episode on Teen
but
Wolf
we
to
didn't
get
mention. It's weird to think that Mike Ryerson is some sort of creature of the night.
that. Creature of
the night.
Creature
of the night. Creature of the night.
Gave me a chuckle when that happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad you've grown to like that
Yeah.
bit now, other than the first time we did it when you looked like you
Yeah,
wanted to
it's
kill
weird.
us.
It's fucking Stockholm syndrome at this point. It's like, yeah, like,
I think you witnessing me almost vomiting at Rocky Horror.
yeah, that
cannot
kind
breathe
of. Honestly,
when we did that.
there've been some things that you've shown me, and I'm just like, I don't understand this. Like the first time you showed me beatboxing Joker. And then also recently the Mimic song.
I'm showing you all the autism memes.
But then also I showed you like she farted on my dick.
Yeah. So, you know.
You know.
And in a way, Salem's Lot is she's farting on her dick, and like we grow to appreciate her.
Yeah.
All the mimics.
Oh,
songs.
Shout out to farting on my dick.
One scene I didn't mention, seeing about farting on a dick and just music
Farting
in
on her
general.
dick, hell
They
yeah.
have harmonica in 2024 version.
Yeah,
That was funny.
I did write that down.
I
That
actually
was-
really liked that came back as well, with that's how he lures him outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
You should have gone.
That's actually what Viv's gonna do when she goes home.
That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do.
You can stand outside my window, play the harmonica. That would freak me out.
I would play just like.
Viv,
Yeah.
should we hire like a crane and like suspend ourselves outside?
Yeah, I'm
Joe's
just gonna
window?
like go.
If you did that, I would be. I genuinely don't know if I'd forgive you.
That'd
Yeah,
be
you
a
would.
fucking
Yeah, I think
hilarious
I think you'd have a heart attack, but you'd be like, "Oh, that's funny." Well, your hair's white.
Yeah.
Hey, here we are, all hail the king. If you hear any beeping, that's just Joe's like. We're in the
Heart
hospital.
monitor.
This is the part of the story where you're in the hospital for like 6 months.
I had to be written out for a chapter or
yeah,
two.
so you can recover from our practical joke.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, quickly, rank them.
From best to worst or worst to best?
Worst to best.
2024,
Yeah,
Return,
yeah.
controversial, 79, and then 2004.
Nice.
Ooh.
Your turn.
2024. So hard. It's really hard because I love Return.
It's fine.
Right,
Listen,
okay.
you-
It's got to be like. It's got. Actually, yeah.
If somebody's going to
It's
put
gotta
Return
be-
first, it's going to be Viv.
It's got to be Return. 2024 and Return are kind of interchangeable, being honest. I love Return, but
Yeah,
like for
same.
different reasons. And then probably 2004 then the original. However, I'm going to chuck another one up there that you guys haven't listened to. I genuinely think the best adaptation is the BBC Radio one.
awesome.
Yeah. that
Oh,
would
I
just-
didn't throw it in the Simpsons episode,
yeah, go for it.
Where would you put that?
like in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I genuinely think the BBC, if you get a chance, if you ever like want more Salem's Lot after all this, listen to the BBC radio drama. It's really fucking good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want more Salem's Lot, just go back and listen to our episodes on it.
Yeah. You never have to watch it.
This counts as an adaptation. but-
2024. Honestly, 79, 2004. I let that like equal.
Yeah.
And then Return.
Fair, valid.
Because I am the only person that loves this, and I'm completely fine with it.
Serve.
Be
a slave, you mean?
That's why I think I had to give the edge to Return over 2024. Even though I think 2024 has probably like got some better craft to it, and I don't think it's terrible by any stretch.
Yeah.
I think, like the highs of highs of Return are just so fucking high.
yeah.
Yeah.
If like I know, like in the I edited that episode earlier this week, and we only talked about Return for like half an hour, but it's the most high energy we have been in any of the episodes we've recorded so
Yeah.
far. I can't wait for you to just listen back to it. Just like I had like a grin on my face, just like we're just popping off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Genuinely, new favorite. Can't wait to pop it on at a Halloween party at some point.
Yeah, absolute stinker. Which might bring us on to next week.
Well, before
Well,
we
next
go
episode.
to that, before we go to that, was there any notes on reception from either of these?
So
Like anything significant?
yeah. So
Well, no one watched 2024, so
No, to 2024, it only got a cinema release in the UK, Ireland, and Germany.
Yeah.
And it made like 849 million. No, wait, no. 849,000.
no, I made nearly $1 billion. Fucking Salem's Lot sweep.
849,000. As far as streaming performance, and this might mean nothing, it probably means nothing, it was the second highest title on all streaming platforms for the first week of release, and then it dipped. What does that mean? I
don't know. What was it up against? That's the thing.
It's the highest viewed thing on streaming next to Red Notice or whatever.
Yeah, it was probably Red Notice.
Yeah.
K-pop Demon Hunters now.
Yeah. That's the new Red Notice.
It's the new Red Notice. No, it's actually good.
It's just that's what you said. Yeah.
Shout out to Meg for making us watch that.
Yeah, great movie.
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Really good movie.
Yeah.
I've been
Where would you rank that compared to the Salem's Lot adaptations?
Below Return, but above the original and 2004 version.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rank Salem's Lot higher if they sang. That's why I like Sinners.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
2004 Salem's Lot. Again, it don't really have many notes.
I mean,
it's sort of like it's better received than 2024. But I think as far as reception goes, it does go 79 is the best, then 2004, then 2024.
It speaks to the fact of, I can't say for you two, but I didn't even know the 2004 one existed until we started doing this.
Yeah, I think I'd seen it on Donald Sutherland's IMDb page or something.
Fair.
I'm just like, okay.
Okay.
But like you said, we might be a stinker next week. Who knows? But next week we're only talking about one film.
No, stop
Thank
saying
God.
week. It's a bi-weekly
bi-weekly
podcast.
podcast. It's not even next
Again
week
with the
for us,
biphobia, Joe.
I'm sorry. Bi-erasure.
Next episode.
we're a
We can
homo
wait 2 weeks.
episode.
We're a homo weekly podcast.
We would be weekly, but Joe has to read the fucking books.
No, come on. But next week we're going to be talking about Cell. Next episode. Little look Garrett just gave me.
We're supposed to be a professional podcasting studio.
Hey, we embrace our
Mistakes.
yeah. In the
Sometimes sometimes I upload.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you tell Viv she had to change her misspelling of blue in the group chat?
You're right. No, I accepted her mistake. I accept mistakes.
Not at first though.
Sometimes I upload videos, TikTok videos, completely on the wrong aspect ratio. Sue me.
that's the problem of being a content mill.
Yeah.
If you do want to see that content though,
Yes.
we are on Instagram and TikTok at All Hail the King Podcast. You can also find these episodes on the service you're using right now, but if you don't want to use that, we're also on everything else.
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple, Amazon,
YouTube is the big one because it's different because
Are we
it's
on
Pod
Deezer?
One Out Studios. We are on
Yeah,
Deezer.
on YouTube we're Pod One Out Studios.
Yeah. Where you can also find First Time Flyers.
Yeah. Well, I found
the
out we
better
were on
podcast.
Audible the other day.
We're on Audible.
What?
We're on Audible,
How
yeah.
are we on Audible?
I don't
Audible
know.
does podcasts.
Audible does podcasts.
I guess Amazon.
Nobody's
we are on-
listening on Audible,
Yeah.
but we are on there.
We're on Amazon, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, I'm surprised by that. Yeah, so next week we're going to be talking about Cell.
Yeah, we're gonna be incels.
Not next episode. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, next episode.
I'm not. I said next week. I'm not doing this on purpose. Oh yeah, we are on Audible.
Yeah, so we're doing Cell, the 2016 film adaptation with Samuel L. Jackson and John Cusack.
The return of Samuel Jackson Cusack duo that everybody's been itching for.
Yeah, we're not talking about 1408 though.
No.
No, unfortunately not.
We'll get to it sometime. Did you two watch that in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We searched movie on YouTube
And
and
it came up. So-
Where would you rank that compared to 2010 Dino Shark versus Octopus? Whatever you watched.
It's definitely up there. No, it was 2010 Moby Dick.
That's even better.
Yeah. How much of that did we like half?
Not much at all. Yeah.
Wow, when you logged it.
No, actually, I think we did watch all of it.
Did we?
Yeah, because I remember how it ended.
Oh, there we go.
Because they were
then,
flying torpedoes in the Arctic.
Oh yeah, you're right. I blanked this.
It's 90% shot in on a set, like a submarine set.
Do you know what I
with
might do?
10% awful CGI.
Yeah.
Because with Cell, we're just watching one movie. I might just watch 2010 Moby Dick, and if we get bored of Cell, we can talk about 2010 Moby Dick.
Oh yeah. So I have to rewatch 2010's Moby Dick.
No, you can just vaguely remember it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna start.
I'll remember it
peppering-
so you
you're
don't
gonna
have to.
You're gonna start peppering lies, just like, yo, do you remember when Godzilla showed up? That was fucking crazy, man. Anyway, any other thoughts? No.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Viv and Joe have another podcast as well.
I mentioned it. First Time Flyers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We told you to listen to the other episode, but
We're going into our
This-
Halloween season, so
yeah, this one will come out with your Vampire Diaries episode.
yeah. So we're going into Halloween season. So if you want more spooky stuff, but in the TV show format, First Time Flyers. If you want to hear more about my thoughts on Salem's Lot, because I'm not done yet, check my YouTube in a month.
Yeah.
Joey Reese, I'll have a video on vampires.
And I'll be helping.
It's not written yet. Well, I've started.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
enough.
So
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
bye.